Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's episode of Q&A with ZodWriter featuring Sweet Sonja G. We are both live and in the flesh on camera so we can have our typical late night discussion. I must say, Sonja, you look extremely beautiful tonight. What's been going on with you? How's your day?
Oh, thank you. My day was pretty good. Of course, I worked today.
Sonja, I
I worked-
can't hear you. I think you're muted again.
no, you can't hear me at all. Let me see. Hold on. Oops. I'm not sure what's going on. Let me see if let me put my earpiece on. And tell me if you can hear me.
Are you
Hold on.
there? I don't know what happened. We seem to be having technical difficulties, folks.
Joey. Hello? Hello?
I don't know what's happening.
Hello?
Okay, I can hear you. I can hear you on that and I don't know what happened here. Let me we've hit a technical snag, but we will be right. Are you back?
Can you hear me? Nope, you can't hear me?
This is so weird. People say they can hear you on the live stream, but I can't hear you for some reason. It's weird.
Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. Well, I don't know, so it's not me. I can hear you perfectly
hold on
fine.
for just a moment. Let me see.
So it's on your side.
Yeah, it's on my side, clearly. I cannot hear you in StreamYard for some reason. This is really weird. I cannot hear you. This is
Do we
bizarre
want to
to me.
restart the stream or no?
Let me trying to see if there's something in the settings or something that I'm missing here, but I don't know why I can't hear you. But I can hear you. I can hear you if I run the video for the.
Well, why don't you just learn to read lips? Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, I could do that. I could learn to read lips. That's one way. That's one way we could do this. Because I don't know what's happening.
You need to fix this. Maybe you need to restart the stream. Because it's no fun if everything's not working properly. Joey?
Well, I mean, it's funny because like I left and I came back. I'm gonna try right now. So say hello to the chat. We have some people in the chat, and I'll be back.
Hey guys.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I don't know what's happening. It could
Oh,
be
so you
it
can't.
could be my head. It could be my headset. So yeah, I'm gonna try. Tim Possible is making a lot of suggestions here, so I'm gonna unplug my headset and see if that solves the problem and come back. I'm so sorry. I don't know why this technical issue is happening. Hold on a moment. This is bizarre. Wow.
How is everyone doing? Hello, hello, hello. Joey's having technical difficulties, guys. Hey, Tim.
Okay, I'm back. Hopefully this works.
Okay.
I unplugged my headset and plugged it back in, so hopefully I can hear you now. I still can't hear you, so I don't know
Oh
what's
my
going on.
gosh. Maybe it's me. I don't know, but
Yeah,
the guys
I
say
don't
they
know.
can hear
I'm
me.
still having trouble hearing you.
Oh my gosh, God. I mean,
Um,
Joey. Why
right.
is it? There's
Let's
a
take a look at the chat
delay.
here and see what
There's
people are saying.
there's a delay, Joey. I can hear myself echoing.
Yeah, there's a delay because the only way I can hear you is if I you know what? I'm so sorry, but you're gonna have to give me a minute. I'm gonna try one other thing, and hopefully this works. I'm gonna try a straight up reboot of my thing because it seems like StreamYard is acting up tonight. I'm going to try to use a different browser. So I will be back once again. I am so sorry to all the people in the chat, and I will make this up to you when I come back, and I will go through all of the stuff that you guys are saying. I think it's because maybe it's the browser. I'm not sure. It could be a browser issue, maybe, or it could just be a StreamYard issue tonight. I don't know, but it was working prior to the show starting. So that's the thing that is complicated about it. But once again, I will try to be as quick as possible. I'm going to switch browsers and see if maybe that works. Be right back. Okay, let's try this again.
Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Okay.
I switched browsers. I'm sorry that this took so long. I'm gonna go over and we're gonna catch up with the chat before we get into today's discussion. I was using Mozilla and at the beginning of this show, and I think that's what the problem was. I think there was an issue.
You normally don't use that, right?
I normally use normally use Google Chrome. And so now this is a note to myself personally to make sure whenever I do this show to use Google Chrome.
My device back up here. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, just set yourself back up. That's all. I'm so sorry to everybody. Thank you everyone for bearing with us on this. This was a bizarre technical issue. I've never seen anything like this with StreamYard.
Difficulties.
Yeah. Okay. So Tim Possible, what's up, man? Thanks for all your advice. He says, "What's up, Zod? Good to see you." And he said I can hear you, Trinity, and also Zod. So he was able to hear both of us.
Okay.
While I was having problems and couldn't hear you. Again, it must have just been a StreamYard incompatibility with Firefox. And Igor says, "Evening, folks. What's up, Igor? Good to see you, man."
Hello.
I'm gonna do the the ZodWriter show tomorrow is gonna be open panel. So if you want to join in, man, you're more than welcome to do so. I will. The link is in the description for that particular event. And Tim Possible says, "Pop yourself out, Zod, then back in." Yeah, I did that a couple of times, as you guys can see. And this is the thing. People watching the replay of this will get all the gory details of the technical issues because I'm not going to, I don't edit anything out. So you guys will see will on the replay, we'll experience the pain that we were going through earlier. And then Tim says, or unplug your headset, then plug it back in. Yes, I did that a couple of times as well. It was just strange, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know. But see, that's what we get all the time with these technical problems. You always have weird issues that you never had before, and you have to experience them to understand that these things do occur. And when you can come up with a solution, that's good. So again, my solution is never use Firefox. Don't ever use Mozilla for StreamYard.
Stick to what you know, Joey.
Well, I mean, I've used Firefox before, and I've never had this problem. So I happen to have Firefox open at the time that we started the show. So I just used that browser. I don't know. It's weird. Mm-hmm. But yes, I will only use Google Chrome from now on when it comes to this particular type of thing. And we have Bat Dan. Hashtag Dawson was wrong. Oh, wow. What's up, Zod? We're matching today. Yeah, I'm wearing the Ray Fisher jersey that Zeverfett made, the Gotham City University jersey. Yeah, that's awesome. It's cool that you're wearing yours too. Firewater says, good evening. What's up, Firewater? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. And hello. Tim Possible says it happens, man. LOL. Yeah, it sure does. It sure does happen. Hey, Trinity, good to hear. Just editing TikToks. Okay, I guess he was talking to you when I was going through my little problem, and he says I can hear you both. StreamYard must be acting up or something. Yeah, I think it's an incompatibility with Firefox. I use Google Chrome, so not sure. Mm-hmm. Chubby Teddy Master, what's up, man? Did this just end? No, it didn't end. There was a bit of a delay, but the show never ended. The show stayed on the air, and yeah, there was a lot of dead air in the initial minutes of this. And it's bizarre that we've only been live for about a little over 15 minutes now.
Yep, we're just getting started.
Absolutely. We are just getting started. And we have Vega. What's up, man? He says, what's good, everyone? Zod and Sonja at it again. I'm really liking this duo. Too bad we're not at 1,000 subscribers yet. Yeah, my dad wants to see me get choked out. So we got to get to, I got to get to 1,000 subscribers so that Sonja can come over and choke me out. That's the deal. See, if I don't get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting choked out on camera for barely 400 subscribers. It's just not happening.
Oh,
I gotta be. It's got to go. It's got to go. The show's got to go viral. We got to get some more subscribers around here. So if you can, like, subscribe, share the video. I want this show to blow up. I mean, we have the beautiful, sweet Sonja G live on the show. There's no reason not to have, 1,000 subscribers at this point, right, Sonja? Wouldn't that be great? I mean, come on. People want to see me get choked out. I want you to choke me out. You want to choke me out. So we'll make this happen.
I'm waiting. I'm ready.
Hashtag choke out Zod. That's what it'll be, people. Hashtag choke out Zod. We gotta have that. Smash that like button, subscribe. I never was that type of guy where I was like on YouTube and was always going to tell people, smash that like button, like and subscribe. But hey, I want the 1,000 subscribers. So if you need me to say that stuff, let me know, because
that's to get choked out, guys.
Right. I'm totally down to get choked out. Chubby Teddy Master says, smash that like button. Thank you, Chubby. I appreciate that, bro. And all right. And he says, yeah. And let's see. And Bat Dan was saying that your mouth doesn't match your words. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that was happening was there was a delay because I was listening to what Sonja was saying through the regular YouTube broadcast because I couldn't hear her on StreamYard. So that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to see if I could pull that off, but the delay was just horrendous. So that didn't work. We had to do something else. And Katsuka, Sonja's biggest fan, is in the chat right now. Thank you for coming, Katsuka. It's good to see you. Woo! What's happening, my peeps? Oh, it's great that you're here. It wouldn't be a Q&A with ZodWriter featuring Sweet Sonja G without Katsuka 92 in the chat. You've been here for every single show. And again, we're going to keep doing this every Monday and Thursday. So this is what it's all about, man. Me live from the couch and Sonja live from wherever Sonja is. That's awesome.
I'm in my bedroom, by the way.
Well, yeah, you look like you're in a good place. Me, I'm just comfortable, lounging lazy on the couch like I do for all my live streams. So it's pretty much the same thing. People who watch me know that this is what I do. If I do my show without the couch, people will think something is wrong. So that's and Chubby Teddy Master Productions says, "Hey Zod, when is your Snyder Boys shirt coming in?" I don't know, Chubby. I ordered mine earlier. I ordered mine when I saw Abu Nas wearing it the other day, and I don't know. Maybe I'll get it by the end of the week. Who knows? Did you order one? I hope you did. It looks like a really cool shirt. I can't wait to get it. Katsuka 92 says, "We had 1,000 subs yet?" No, we got a long way to go for 1,000 subs. I don't think people like me all that much. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a bit controversial, so I think people tend to look at me, when they see my channel. That's why it hasn't blown up yet. But here's the thing. I only do here's the thing, Sonja. I only do one show a week usually. I do my ZodWriter show on Tuesdays, and now with you, us doing this show twice a week is kind of cool. It's a milestone for me because I usually only do the one show, and then I make appearances on a lot of other people's live streams, as you guys know. So it's kind of like that. I'm not really the person that people want to be like, oh yeah, subscribe to ZodWriter. I don't know. I do a lot of different stuff, but
to get to
1,000 subs, it's gonna be I think an uphill battle, but we'll get there. People will get to see that choke out live stream eventually. I don't know if it'll happen in 2021, but it will happen. Okay, because it depends. I mean, I'm sitting at less than half. So I don't know. Yeah, question mark. Yeah, you were asking about the 1,000 subs, Katsuka. Yeah, no, we're not there yet. Chubby Teddy Master, what is good, Katsuka? Okay, you guys are talking to each other in the chat. Hey, Chubby Teddy Master Productions. All right, and Bat Dan 530. Oh, and in case your Dawson thought he was not going to like Sasha Calle's Supergirl costume based on her logo, but he was wrong. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know. I really haven't weighed in on the whole, Supergirl, controversy thing. I mean, to me at this point, I don't care. I'm like, we got these great movies in the Snyderverse, and I do want to mention this right now because Sonja got a chance to finish the Snyder Cut this weekend. So, Sonja, I will let you provide your thoughts on the Snyder Cut. Tell everybody what you thought about the Snyder Cut, because
I can't hear you. You just cut out. But can everybody hear me in the chat?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, you sounded like you just cut out. But no, I thought the movie was pretty awesome. I liked the fact that Superman, when he came back, oh my gosh, I just like, oh, anyway. But yeah, I thought it was pretty awesome. I mean, the graphics were really great. Cyborg, he's like my favorite character. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I want to watch it in the black and white version, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I thought it was pretty awesome. I really enjoyed it. Great. It took me 2 days to watch, though.
Yeah, well, that's what's so great about it, being
hours.
Broken down. Yeah, that's what's so great about it, being broken down into chapters like that, though, because it gives people a chance to, watch it, in parts and, get through the whole thing. And that's awesome. Hello, all. What's the topic here, Zod? Well, I don't know if you've been here for these Q&As, but these are not, this particular type of show, we never really have like a main topic. It's just kind of us talking about whatever we feel like talking about and whatever the chat feels like talking about. So if you have a question or if you have something you want to bring up, you're more than welcome to throw it out there and we'll talk about it. That's what this is. That's what these Q&As are for. I mean, I don't, if I'm doing a show where I'm going to have set topics, it'll just be like a regular ZodWriter show or whatever. But for something like this, me and Sonja, we just chill and we just talk about whatever. That's what makes it so much fun.
Send the children out of the room.
Oh my goodness. Yes, indeed. This is not Q&A with ZodWriter featuring Sweet Sonja G is not a children's podcast. Let me just put that out there. It is not a children's live stream. We talk about a lot of things. There tends to be a lot of adult innuendo and different things that goes on here. So yeah, you definitely want to send your children out of the room for this particular show. And as Katsuka is kind enough to point out right now, hashtag choke out Zod. Yes, you see? There you go. See, that's what this is all about. Y'all want to see me get choked out. Even my own dad wants to see me get choked out. So we can kind of play along with that any way that y'all in the chat see fit. Let's see. Zod, what's up? Hey, good to see you. Glad that you are here, Rushman. It's awesome. And looks like we lost Sweet Sonja G for a moment, but I'm sure she'll be back. What is cool is how Sweet Sonja's background curtain pattern looks like she is wearing a crown, very majestic. Oh my God, a very majestic crown that you are wearing, Sonja. What do you think about this? Let me read this again because this is a really good comment from Chubby Teddy Master Productions. He says, what is cool is how Sweet Sonja's background curtain pattern looks like she is wearing a crown, very majestic. See?
Yeah, I'm a queen. No,
Yes,
I'm
you.
kidding.
There you go. You're queen of this show. That's for sure. Let's just put it that way, so that everybody knows you are queen of this particular show. You run
Thank you, Joey.
this show. So
Thank you, Joey.
that's
I
the
appreciate
reality.
that very much.
And Vegas says definitely sharing hashtag choke out Zod. You see. So people, that's the thing. People, in order for people to get on board, you have to put something out there. That's what works. That's what people understand. I notice nowadays it's like people speak in hashtags. So it's sort of like, if you put something out there as a hashtag, it has a better chance of catching fire and gaining the traction that it needs to than some other things. And
all they have to do is search that hashtag and
oh yeah.
easy way to find you.
Tim Possible. What's up, bro? Again, road to 1K. That's right. See, I'm not like Dawson. I don't have, 7. What is Dawson on? Is he like got 19K subscribers now or something like that? That kid just blew up like a hydrogen bomb. I mean, he started off. I knew that kid when he had less than 1,000 subscribers. I started streaming with him like when he was just getting started, and he blew up like you wouldn't believe. It's incredible. I don't know where all these people are coming from. He said, and Tim Possible says you are going to break 400 subs soon. Well, I hope so. I got to break 400 subs before we can break 1,000 subs. That's for sure. Right? I mean, that'd be cool, Katsuka says Zod and Sonja are the dynamic duo. Are we? What do you think about that, Sonja? What's your
Clyde up in here? No.
All right. Yes. That's awesome. That is awesome. Bat Dan says God. Okay. God, my typing sucks sometimes. Wow. Well, how you been feeling, Bat Dan? You been feeling all right? How's work going? How's everything going so far? Yes, we can hear you. Okay, cool. Everybody can hear everybody. That's what's necessary. If you can't hear me, that's a problem. If I can't hear you, it's gonna be like the beginning of the show. Vega says, congratulations, Sonja. Hashtag Snyder Cut, restore the Snyderverse. Exactly, Vega. Yes.
Thank you. It took a while for me to watch it. I mean, I've had HBO Max for a while, and I barely got the chance yesterday, actually. No, 2 days ago, to sit and watch it. I watched 2 hours of it the day before yesterday, and then I finished it yesterday or last night. So I loved it. I fell in love with the movie. Put it that way. That's how good it was. I fell in love with it. Anywho.
And Katsuka says, and she likes Zack Snyder's Justice League. My God. Yes. There you go. See, hey, that's why I say everybody who watches Zack Snyder's Justice League, if you have any type of a heart, you like the movie. That's what ends up happening. Heartless people who don't understand films in general might not like the movie. Or if they're just straight up haters of Zack Snyder, they're not going to like the movie. But most people, particularly anybody that I know or have talked to, have liked the movie. Even people that have made careers out of crapping all over Zack Snyder seem to like this movie. So I don't know what that says.
I don't see what's not to like about it, though.
I know. That's the way I feel. What's not to like?
And what's not to like? Right?
How many DC characters do you need to see in one movie?
Exactly.
I mean, it's insane. I mean, Zack Snyder threw everything in there. If you're a DC fan and you like comic book characters in general, particularly DC, you should love that movie. I mean, it's not only that, it's just a well-made movie. It's just a well-done event film. And again, the 4 hours gives it the time that it needs to breathe, the time that it needs to tell all the story. It's fantastic. And Chi-Town Venom says, What's good, ZodWriter? Love your show, brother. Keep doing your thing. I'll keep watching. Well, Chi-Town Venom, it's great to have you here, man. Thank you so much for always tuning into these live streams. What do you think of Sonja? Is Sonja not the queen of this show? Is she not the queen of this stream? Seriously.
Why are you embarrassing me,
Check
Joey?
her out. No, I'm not embarrassing you. I'm just speaking the truth. You know, the truth, just like you say, Trinity's truth. It's the truth. You're here. You're here live on the show. You are. It is truth. It is. You're in the flesh. You are right there. People can clearly see you just as clearly as they can see me. So, I mean, what do people think? That's what I want to know. What are people's thoughts on the dynamic duo of ZodWriter and Sweet Sonja G? What do y'all think? You know, obviously they like the show because more people said they wanted to see us do the show twice a week than not. I think when we did, I said 0 if you don't want us to do the show twice a week, 1 if you do, and we had nothing but ones in the chat when we did that. So clearly, people think it's a good idea for us to keep doing the show twice a week. What do you think, Sonja? Do you think we made the right decision doing the show twice a week?
Yeah, we were supposed to do this a long time ago, Joey. It just never happened. But we ain't
That's
gonna go
true.
there. We're not gonna
That's
go
true.
there.
That's true. And
So
you know,
the past in the past.
okay.
Keep it moving.
Okay. Well, speaking of keeping it moving, we're gonna keep going with the chat here. Katsuka says, "Is anyone in here into psychological horror games?"
Oh.
You mean like Resident Evil and that kind of thing? Are you talking about video games? I think I need a little more information, Katsuka.
Yeah.
But Bat Dan says, Sonja G, fun fact about ZodWriter. He is the biggest closeted Patty Jenkins fan ever, whether he admits it or not. Wonder Woman 1984 is his favorite movie. Bat Dan and I have this back and forth about Patty Jenkins and Wonder Woman 84. I absolutely hate the movie Wonder Woman 84. I think it was terrible. I think it was boring. I fell asleep trying to watch it a second time. So I don't, but I think Patty Jenkins, you know, could be a cool person maybe in real life. It'd be kind of cool to interview Patty Jenkins on this show because I think Patty Jenkins is a cool person, but like I just think like as a filmmaker, she kind of has a lot of shortcomings when it comes to creating, you know, story elements and stuff. I don't know. I'm not a big recent Patty Jenkins fan. Did you see Wonder Woman 84, Sonja?
I sure did.
Did you like it?
So. I mean,
There wasn't nothing to write home about, right? It's
exactly.
not like, you know, when you talk about Wonder Woman, you can't even talk about Wonder Woman 84 in the same context that you can the Snyder Cut because it wasn't a good movie. It's like you could say, yeah, okay, it was okay. I got to watch it. But I mean, the only time I saw it was I watched it on Christmas Day with my parents when it came out on HBO Max. That's when I saw it. I never watched it again after that. Tried to watch it a second time and fell asleep. So
it actually took me 3 tries.
Oh God, that's so awesome! 3 tries.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh, it tells you. See,
yeah, it's the truth.
It tells you just how bad the movie is if it takes you that long to launch and to like actually try to enjoy the movie. Because if the movie was good, it wouldn't take you that long. You'd be able to watch it straight away. And Bat Dan says work is still blah. Sorry to hear that, Bat Dan. Katsuka says, I'm glad they are finally releasing the 4K over here in the States. Katsuka, I agree. I think it's nice that the Snyder Cut is finally getting a United States physical release. Although I don't really care all that much because, again, you know, if you're a diehard fan and you wanted it on physical media, you already imported it from the UK. And to be honest with you, it's the same exact release. There's nothing different about the one that's coming out in September at least as far as like the individual release for the Snyder Cut goes. There's no additional bonus features. There's no commentary. There's no Justice is Gray. There's nothing special. I have a theory though. I think that Zack Snyder's Justice League trilogy box set will have Justice is Gray, because I added it all up. For the first for Man of Steel, you'll have Man of Steel on Blu-ray and you'll have Man of Steel on 4K. Then you'll have Batman v Superman on Blu-ray, Batman v Superman on 4K. That's 4 discs. Then you'll have Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is spread across 2 discs on Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray. It's all spread across, so maybe you might get the Justice is Gray included as a bonus feature for that. But I'm not expecting much. Again, this is Warner Brothers we're talking about. Their releases rarely differ when they do those kinds of release. And we got to remember, this is not a movie that they wanted to release in the first place. So they're not going to put a lot of money into it. Katsuka says it's insane in the membrane.
Somebody got Cypress Hill on their mind.
Rapping and profiling true crime MC says, yo, what's up? Hey, what's going on, man? Good to see you here, bro. And they're doing another crossover between Masters of the Universe with the DC Universe and the Injustice comics. Would it be cool if that was made into a live action movie directed by Zack Snyder? I don't know if we would ever get a live action crossover between DC and Masters of the Universe on film. It'd be cool to see, but I don't think they would do it because Warner Brothers has zero imagination. They don't care about anything. They're just kind of they throw anything at the wall and sees what sticks. They're kind of like, right now it seems like all they want to do is just make a bunch of movies and see what can be successful. I don't think they particularly care about doing crossover type of events. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's not something I think we're going to see, at least under the current regime. Maybe in the future, once this merger with Discovery goes through all the way. Katsuka was talking about video games. He says, yeah, video games similar to Silent Hill. Do you play those survival horror games, Sonja?
Oh, no. I've tried playing Silent Hill before, but no, I didn't like it.
Okay. Yeah, I played a few of the Resident Evil games over time. I think the first Resident Evil game I played was the Resident Evil Director's Cut on the original PlayStation, and I played a few of them over time, and I think my favorite one, to be honest with you, was Resident Evil. I think it was 3 or 4 on the PlayStation 2. I want to say Resident Evil 3. And I think that was my favorite survival horror game like that. Oh, and then I also played the Telltale Games version of Walking Dead, which I enjoyed quite a bit. The point and click kind of a thing where, you make decisions, based split-second decisions. That's kind of fun. What's up, Adolf Hipster? Good to see you. How's everything going with you? Glad you could join us tonight. Katsuka shouting out Adolf here. And Adolf Hipster wants to know, what's your all-time favorite comedy? Sonja, what's your all-time favorite comedy?
My all-time favorite comedy? I really don't have one, but there's this one movie called, it's a black movie. It's called I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. That movie has me cracking up.
That's a funny one.
The whole time.
My favorite comedy of all time is a movie called What About Bob with Bill Murray. That movie is absolutely hilarious. I can watch it. I can watch it any day of the week. I remember there was one time I was homesick from work, and I watched, and the whole day did nothing but have What About Bob on a loop. I just kept playing it over and over again. Just watched it all day. because it was so funny and I couldn't stop laughing. It never gets
Well, you
old
have
to
to
me.
watch I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
I have.
You
I
have to
love
watch
that
that.
movie. I've watched it. I've watched it a million times. It's
Oh
fun.
my gosh.
I
It's
mean,
hilarious.
who doesn't like he died of over gold? Over gold. And who doesn't like the Pimp of the Year? I mean, come on. I mean, that's the best movie. It's hilarious. It's really funny. It's a good movie.
Oh my gosh.
So I agree with you. I think I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker is a good movie. Another really good comedy is if you like sci-fi comedies and stuff, Spaceballs is really funny.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Now there's a lot of different great ones. I know growing up I was a big Eddie Murphy fan. I always liked the Beverly Hills Cop movies and Trading Places and 48 Hours, Golden Child, all that stuff. And so, there's so many when it comes to comedies. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with Steve Martin and John Candy. That's another really good classic comedy to watch over the holidays. And Vega says, is Hidden Agenda a psychological horror game? I don't know. Is it?
I haven't
Never heard of it. Never heard of it. And Batman 530 still talking about Patty Jenkins, says Patty Jenkins just needs a better team. Yeah, I think she needs a better team, and I think she needs a better style of directing as well. Let's see. Adolf Hipster says my all-time favorite comedy is probably Schindler's List, with Bruno being a close second. I don't know. Schindler's List really wasn't a comedy.
Yeah, I'm like Schindler's List.
But Bruno was pretty funny. I'm not a big fan of like Bruno and Borat and that kind of stuff. I don't know. It depends. I mean, that Sacha Baron Cohen, he's kind of an acquired taste for people. Like either you like them or you don't. Do you like the Borat movies, Sonja?
I've never watched them.
Yeah, no, I can never get in. I can never get in.
Into watching them at all.
And Adolf Pipster says, "What's up, Ken?"
Aren't they appearing on Netflix?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really searched Netflix for much lately. Ryan, everything's canon. Hey, ZodWriter, my question is, will we get a shared universe in the merger? Thank you for taking my question as a first-time viewer. Ryan, it's great to have you here. You are always welcome. Thank you for coming. I think we are. I think once the merger happens, I think there's a lot of great things that are going to occur as a result of DC and the Snyderverse. I think we're going to get a lot of great stuff from that. I think the merger is the best hope we have for more really good movies, highlighting the shared universe, the multiverse concept. So yeah, I do. I'm one of those people. I think that we'll get more in the future once that merger happens. That's what I'm waiting for more than anything else. The merger. Let's see. Kinjack says, bro, I love what y'all are doing. Can I get a shout out? Hey, man. Kinjack, welcome, man. Thank you so much for stopping by, for being here. It's great to see you. Adolf Hipster says, what about 50 Shades of Justice League Gray? We need that on Blu-ray, in my opinion. Yeah, well,
he went there, didn't
Justice
he?
is Gray. Justice is Gray. Hopefully, we'll get an official Blu-ray release at some point. As far as the 50 Shades thing, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Sonja? You think think we should see? We want to see a 50 Shades of Justice League is Gray.
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah,
it'd be kind of neat. I don't know. Maybe again, hashtag choke out ZodWriter. I mean, if you played Resident Evil, you might like if you played Resident Evil, you might like the Fatal Frame series. Yeah, I tried to get into the Fatal Frame series. One of the Fatal Frame games I tried to play was on the PlayStation 2. I didn't get very far. I know that Fatal Frame has its fan base and stuff, but I don't know. I never really could get into it. I tried though. It looked cool initially. What about you? Have you ever tried Fatal Frame, Sonja? No?
I've never heard of it. I'm.
Okay. Bat Dan, hashtag choke out Zod says, with Restore the Snyderverse being as big as it is, what do you guys think is the bare minimum Warner Brothers Discovery needs to do for you guys to say, yes, the Snyderverse is restored? I think the bare minimum for me personally would be to allow Zack Snyder to finish his arc. Let Zack do the last 2 Justice League movies that he wants to do and finish out the story that Justice League starts. Because remember, Justice League ends on a massive cliffhanger. We're left with a massive cliffhanger at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League. We want to see what's going to happen. People want more of this universe. People want more of these movies. What do you think, Sonja?
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want to see what's going to happen with Cyborg? Who doesn't want to know what's going to happen with Superman and the anti-life equation and Batman and the Joker and Darkseid? I mean, there's so much. And come on, we still need to see Zack Snyder's Green Lantern. We want to see more of the Martian Manhunter. I mean, there's so much great stuff out there, and that's just like surface level stuff. So I think the minimum is just let Zack finish the 2 movies. Just let him finish the 2 movies, and then whatever you do beyond that is cool. People will support it. I don't understand it. Vega says, I really enjoyed the Telltale Batman games. Yeah, Vega, I got through about a little more than midway through the first Telltale Batman game, and I got the second one, and I wanted to play it through. I just never had the time to finish them. But what I played of the first Telltale Batman game, I really enjoyed. Have you played the Telltale Batman games, Sonja?
I don't play superhero games. Just
okay.
Injustice.
Oh, Injustice. Well, Injustice is a great game. I mean, let's be honest. It's a lot of fun. Let's see. And Tim Possible says, I love that movie. Okay, I'm not sure what movie you're talking about.
What movie is that?
If you're talking about What About Bob or I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, I don't know. But that's cool. Adolf Hipster says, I remember What About Bob. It's great. Yeah, What About Bob's a great movie. It really is. Fatal Frame is dope, super freaky. Well, Sonja likes super freaky things, so maybe you should try Fatal Frame, Sonja. You might like it.
Next question.
Yeah, Zod and Sonja, did you watch the TV series Powers starring Sharito Copley from District 9? It's better than Jupiter's Legacy. I never watched Powers, and I never watched Jupiter's Legacy either. I haven't seen either one of them. Come on. I mean, this is the thing. I wanted to give Jupiter's Legacy a chance, but I heard a lot of things about it, and I was just like, nah, because it's like, I feel like time is limited. So you want to watch the stuff that's going to appeal to you. And you want to, like, for me, for example, if you need 4 hours out of a day to watch the Snyder Cut. So if you watch the Snyder Cut, that's a good chunk of your free time. And you don't really have time to check out all this other stuff that you'd like to. So you have to be selective. That's why it took you as long as it did to finally get to the Snyder Cut, because it's a long movie. It's not that you don't want to watch it.
Right.
It's just that you got to find the time. You got to carve out the time for it. And Graphic Vandalism, aka Johnny Alpha, what's up, brother? Good to see you here, man. Awesome, man. I cannot wait for tomorrow night's ZodWriter show episode, as Graphic Vandalism, Johnny Alpha, is one of my co-hosts on that show, as well as he does a great YouTube live stream about indie comics. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't checked it out, check out Graphic Vandalism on YouTube. subscribe to his channel. He has a show that he does called Pink Buzz with a group of other guys where he talks about indie comics, talks about, 80s like soundtracks, different things. Pink Buzz is where it's at. That's going to be a big, huge show. It's going to blow up. Johnny, I'm so proud of you. I love seeing, you branch out and do live streams like that. It's awesome. And, I'm a fan, so I can't wait. He's awesome. They've been putting out some really great streams lately.
I miss you, Johnny.
And Sonja misses you. Yes, Johnny. You are awesome, man. And Katsuka says Adolf out here tripping, and Adolf is laughing at Katsuka. And Katsuka is making fun of Adolf. 99999. Okay. Foofy. Okay. And my favorite comedic quote from the late Tim Curry in Loaded Weapon, Wilderness Gillis. I don't know. Did I say that correctly? Wilderness Gillis?
I don't know.
And Graphic Vandalism says Nightmare Creatures for N64 is the bee's knees. Well, Johnny, I remember Nightmare Creatures on N64. It was a fun game. It was fun. From a long time ago, it was a fun game. Just curious, who are you guys wearing tonight? As for me, I'm sitting here rocking just a pair of Crocs. Huh? Well, you could see what I'm wearing. You can see what Sonja's wearing. I don't know. Are you talking to the chat? Because we're clear. Sonja and I are clearly wearing clothes, so I'm assuming you're talking to the chat here. Although I do have a tendency, I do have a tendency to sit around my apartment naked when I'm not doing live streams or engaged with anybody on a social level. But as you can see, we're wearing clothes right now. So it's so that's cool. Integrity 101. What's up, man? He says, what's up, guys? Good to see you, Integrity. Always glad to have you here in the chat. This is a lot of fun. Tim Possible, what about Bob at ZodWriter? Yes, what about Bob? Funny movie. I love it, man. I might watch it. I might watch it again tomorrow or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to watch it. Everybody's talking about what?
Yeah, we'll watch it. We'll have to watch it together.
All right,
we did try to watch a couple movies. We did watch a couple movies over the weekend.
Oh my god!
We watched my guilty pleasure movie, 11 Days, 11 Nights, which which is a horrible movie, horrible written movie.
Horrible.
And the Truth 31, what's up, Truth? Good to see you, homie.
Hey,
he
Truth.
says, what's up, Zod and Sonja? What up, chat? Hashtag Truth Army. Man, I love Truth. He's one of my favorite people on YouTube. I mean, this guy, he's so honest. Like he'll get on, his videos, and he doesn't care what anybody thinks. He just spits out fire, whatever, however he feels. And I love when people do that kind of stuff. Truth is one of my favorite people. One of my favorite people. The Truth 31. If you're not subscribed to the Truth 31, you're doing something wrong. You need to subscribe to this guy. He's amazing. Love you, Truth. You're awesome. And Graphic Vandalism. Powers was a rad show. Season 2 was great. I hate it. Never got a third. Well, I'll have to check it out, Johnny. I haven't watched it. I can honestly say I haven't seen any of it. I just like Jupiter Ascending, and I don't know what the other one is, Ascension Jupiter. I don't know. I haven't seen any of that stuff. Nightmare Creatures. That's good material to be made into a live action movie. Maybe. I don't know. I kind of think if they're going to make it, who would they get to direct it? Who would you want to see direct the Nightmare Creatures movie? Katsuka 92 shouting out truth. Yes, Truth 31, great guy. Graphic Vandalism says, yeah, Nightmare Creatures would make a dope flick. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Truth 31 says, what's up, Katsuka? Katsuka says, I'm good, bro. Hope you are too. And Graphic Vandalism says, oh man, thanks for the killer shout out, my brother. I really appreciate it, G Fresh. Yeah, man. Johnny, you are going places, Johnny. You have arrived. You are like you found your niche with your Pink Buzz guys, man. Those guys are you guys are on point with all the stuff you talk about. And honestly, there's not enough YouTube shows out there that focus on indie comics and stuff like that. So it's always nice to see people talking about those books that rarely get any play, that people don't care about, that aren't part of the big two publishers. So that's great. Graphic Vandalism. Crowley's quotes in the first game are just amazingly eerie. Okay. And Adolf Hipster says, Pink Buzz sounds not safe for work. Well, they're not. They're an adult group of dudes. They're not safe for work. Let me just put it to you this way. If you are listening to Pink Buzz, you don't want to do it while you're at work. I'm just saying, unless you have headphones, because they are not safe for work. Just like this show. This show isn't safe for work either. I mean, we can't be talking about, Sonja choking me out and saying that that's safe for work, right?
Oh, he wants to get choked out so bad.
Well, I mean, I want to get choked out as badly as you want to choke me out. So it kind of goes both ways, don't you think? And Katsuka says, LOL. Hot Takes Tuesday. Yo, bro, what's up, Hot Takes? Good to see you, man. Yeah, we got to hook up for a podcast or something. I just have a problem, like when I try to connect with with the stuff you're doing, but you always are doing your stuff so late at night for me, man. The time zones are crazy, dude. But we're gonna hook up for something soon, man. I promise. We got to do something because this guy is another awesome dude. He has some great takes. Gotta love Hot Takes Tuesdays. And what's up, Katsuka? He says, Zod out here raw dogging it. Well, I don't know how far I would go, depending on how you wanna take that. So take that as you will. Sonja blushing over that
What?
comment.
The things people say. I mean,
the things people say, exactly.
And
And
Adolf have to act on what they're saying.
Wow, Sonja.
No.
Wow, Sonja, you're about to leave me speechless. So I hope you have things to say because I'm about.
Anyway.
Oh,
I didn't say anything. All right.
Oh, okay.
Well,
okay.
Adolf
Hipster says, so you play Mortal Kombat totally nude. We have so much in common, Zod. Oh, yeah, dude. I play my Mortal Kombat arcades nude all the time, dude. Yes.
What's up with you dudes?
Mortal Kombat nude. Yes. That'd be a good
nudity. Oh,
that'd be a good hashtag. Mortal Kombat nude. Hashtag Mortal Kombat nude. Pow pow. Oh my God. And anyone here interested in watching the upcoming Halloween Kills? I am. Yes.
Oh, I so can't wait.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. I loved the last one. I love the last one they did, the Halloween movie that they just did a couple years back. I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm a fan. I think they're doing a good job. It should be nice. And that trailer looked fantastic. The movie looked fire. Yes, I'm excited. Yeah. I can't wait. It's gonna be a good movie. Let's see. And Graphic Vandalism. Whoever wears clothes when playing Mortal Kombat. Exactly.
I do.
No, you don't. Stop lying, Sonja.
What? I do. I have my cute little shorts and my nice little tank top, and I'm sitting there playing. Anyway.
All
I don't
right.
play video games nude.
Well, you
I
will
may be in my bra
eventually
and panties
when
sometimes,
you're
but
hanging out with
not
me, you
completely
will.
nude.
Well, when you hang out with me, you'll be playing Mortal
Oh,
Kombat nude.
hush.
Come on. Come on, Sonja, live a
So
little.
are we gonna be playing video games or are you gonna be getting choked out? Which is it? Anyways,
Well,
on
there's
to the
room.
next.
There's room for everything here. That's
Much
what's so great about this show. Much love to you too, Truth. You are awesome, bro. I can't say it enough, man. Like I said, you are one of my all-time favorite people on YouTube, and I am so glad to have met you. You are awesome, brother. And graphic vandalism, Zack Snyder's Nightmare Creatures. I know you're joking, Johnny, but that's funny as hell. Like, I mean, just seeing that title, I'd be down. I could see it happening. It'd be awesome. Zack Snyder's Nightmare Creatures. Oh, yes. And Adolf Hitler says, true graphic. Bat Dan, a hashtag chokeout Zod says, have you guys ever watched Invincible? Yes, I love Invincible on Amazon Prime. That
yeah, I saw
cartoon,
it.
that cartoon is fire.
He said fire. I don't know about fire, but it was all right.
Oh, did you watch the whole thing? Did you watch all the episodes?
Yes.
Oh, it's oh my god. I can't wait for season 2. Some of the best animation I've seen in for a series like that, and it's so true to the comic, at least by the way that it looks, the aesthetic. Man, it's great. I mean, they did take some liberties with parts of the story, but I actually think they made it better. I am actually really, really hyped up. And graphic, I second that motion. I think more people want to see Zack Snyder's Nightmare Creatures. That'd be cool. Adolf Hipster says, I have your show playing on a 65-inch TV at my workplace.
You
All
are
the
lying.
listeners seem to love the stream. Okay.
What the fuck?
And Rel McMillan says, this stream is getting spicy. Oh, Rel, you haven't seen anything yet, brother. We're gonna at some point. We're gonna get it's again not safe for work, folks.
Oh my goodness.
And Zod got choked by Sonja. Oh, he will be happily passed out. I know I will. Yeah, I'm gonna be. Oh, so yeah, you have another. I guess you have another fan, Sonja. You can maybe we could sell tickets. Get choked out by Sonja.
What have I got myself into when I mentioned the other day that I was going to choke you out, which was another term for kick your ass, but okay.
Well, after we get 1,000 subscribers. Integrity 101. The last Halloween film is easily my favorite since the original. Yeah, the last Halloween movie is really great. I can't wait for the new one. I'm a big fan of this new direction that they're taking it. What about you, Sonja? What did you think of the Halloween movie from a couple years ago?
I love all the Halloween movies. I don't have a favorite. I love them all. I'm just a big fan of Michael Myers. So I'm cracking up at oh my gosh, this next comment.
Yes, my good friend Rel McMillan, bro, getting choked out naked while playing Mortal Kombat. Listen, it's going to be very, very possible because I have, I have 2 Mortal Kombat arcade machines, and I love playing the original Mortal Kombat. I would have no problem with Sonja choking me out while I'm naked playing Mortal Kombat. That's totally acceptable in my sphere of the world. So yes.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see. Adolf Hipster says nude twister, perhaps. Well, I'm sure there'll be some twisting, but Vega says Michael Myers was always the only horror movie character that scared me as a shorty.
Oh wow.
Michael Myers was always really scary. Freddy scared me in the early years with the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie, but as time went on with the sequels, he became more of a comedian, and the movies became funnier. What about you, Sonja? What's the scariest horror villain in your mind?
I don't have one. I mean, I
No, but
love
is there
them
one
all.
that like
Freddy,
really scared you as a kid, like growing up?
no, there are certain movies that have like The Omen
Oh, okay.
and The Exorcist, Rosemary's Baby. Those movies
What
creep
about
me
the
out.
unborn?
Oh, that movie was so stupid. I mean, I know I watched it like back in the day, but when I watched it the other night, I'm like, I can't believe I'm sitting here watching this dumb shit. But anyway, it was stupid. It wasn't scary at all. It was just dumb. Anyway.
And Katsuka says, LOL gives a whole new meaning to finish him. Yeah, it kind of does. It kind of does. And that's, again, 1,000 subscribers. Woo! Yes. And Rel McMillan says, Invincible is amazing. Yes, I absolutely love Invincible. I can't wait for more. Invincible is a dope show. Yes, Invincible. Everybody loves Invincible. Invincible was the bomb. Everybody loves Invincible. It's a great show. Bad Dan, hashtag chokeout Zod says, I just hope they get rid of Amber for Invincible season 2. I liked her until her reaction to Mark being invincible. I thought her reaction to Mark was a more realistic reaction than what we usually get in superhero movies. So I kind of got to disagree with you, Bat Dan. I thought that I liked her very human, real reaction, kind of, and where she kind of made it more about their relationship and more about the way that he treats her rather than about him actually being invincible. It felt rather than him actually being a superhero. And it's just funny because like I don't know. I lost where I was going with that, but thanks for the comment, Bad Dan. I'm going to follow up with your next comment here. He said, I have your show playing on a 65-inch 4K player at my home. Well, that's
what
great.
is up with people putting your stream up on their big ass TV?
On the big TV. Isn't that beautiful? Well, I mean, my TV is 55-inch, so I could see the appeal to that. I mean, come on, Sonja. Who doesn't want to see you on a big 65-inch screen?
Oh, hush. Anyway.
I mean, come on. You see how people are totally into that. And totally into you. Graphic vandalism. I have your show playing on a Red Room site on the deep web. Oh wow, Red
Johnny.
Room. Johnny.
I'm gonna get you.
Oh God. Hashtag pink.
Said a red
hashtag pink buzz. Oh my God. Hashtag pink buzz, Johnny. Oh my God. And Hot Takes Tuesday wants to know what's all this choking business. LOL. Well, the theory here is that we are going to Sonja and I are going to do a special live stream when I reach 1,000 subscribers on the ZodWriter YouTube channel. Sonja is going to come over here to my apartment. We are going to have a live Q&A show where we are both together on the stream, and she's going to choke me out. That's going to happen on air for all of you. So if you want to see that happen,
oh my gosh.
I need to reach 1,000 subscribers.
This is hilarious.
So like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, because Sonja and I do this show twice a week. So you guys will get a chance to see me and Sonja live here together. We're going to keep doing this show because it's a lot of fun. And it's just a conversation between her and I and you guys. It's a very intimate and personal conversation.
Oh my God,
so I think all of you should continue to partake, and I'm glad to have all of you here. Keely Chow says, "Hey everybody, what's up? What's going on?" Graphic, and there you go. And what's going on? Hey, we're just doing our regular Q&A that we do every Monday and Thursday. Rel McMillan says, "What's up, nerd man?" Keely Chow says, "Hey, sweet Sonja G." Here we go. One of Sonja's many fans. Yes. See, that's what this is about. Y'all tune into this show. No. They all,
I'm just a guest.
No, you're not a guest. This is a regular show. This is us. You're not a guest on this show. I can leave and you can talk to all these folks. It's the way it goes.
Let's carry on.
Sweet Sonja G, yeah, Sweet Sonja G, yeah. Make sure you give Sweet Sonja G all the love, because if it wasn't for her, we would not be here doing this show right now. Graphic Vandalism says what is he saying? Cenobites still freak me out. That's why I still love Hellraiser so much. Yeah, Hellraiser's
I like Hellraiser.
A freaky franchise too for horror.
Yeah, I love that.
Hot Takes Tuesday says The Omen freaked the shit out of me when I was a kid. Yeah. The Omen is something.
That little boy,
that little boy, and it's like, they keep remaking those movies where you have like demonic children, and it just doesn't
still freak me out.
And it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't hold up as well as like say The Omen.
It puts me in the mind of the Black-Eyed Children. If anyone's ever heard of that, I mean, it's crazy. Creepy. I've never encountered the Black-Eyed Children, but there are many stories out there about the Black-Eyed Children knocking at your door, and they can't do anything to you unless you invite them, and it's crazy. But yeah, there are people who have reported running into the Black-Eyed Children. Creepy stuff. Anyway.
And Batdan 530 #ChokeOutZod says, "It's much nicer watching on TV versus a computer." I agree. And Katsuka says, "Haha, Zod being slick." Was I being slick, Sonja? Do you think I was being slick? I don't know. Was I being slick?
I want to know what he was referring to.
Batdan says, "In addition to you and I doing a whole show about Patty Jenkins, we also need to do a whole show about Amber from Invincible." Oh, yeah, that'd be fun. That would be a fun topic for an entire show. Yeah, that's what we'll call it, Batdan. We'll call it the Amber Podcast. What do you think? No, call the show Amber Alert.
He said Amber Alert.
The Amber Alert Podcast. What do you think, Batdan? Let me know. Get back to me if you think that's a good idea. Maybe you and I'll do something like that. Rel McMillan says, "Zod is going to have to make an OnlyFans for this event." No. There's no need. There's no need for OnlyFans. We're not. Sonja and I are not on that level of depravity. Okay. Sonja it'll be a very tasteful choke out. She will choke me out and conclude the stream. It's not going to be, it's basically going to be like this, Rel. We're going to do a live stream where we talk just like we are now, but we're going to both be sitting on the couch. Yes, Sonja will be sitting on the couch beside me during the stream, and we will do a live stream interacting with y'all like we're doing right now, and she will choke me out at the end of the stream. So it's pretty straightforward how it's going to go. So there won't be no need for an OnlyFans. But I mean, I could see where you're going with that. Yeah, it's a little bit much. Adolf Hipster, excuse me, says, "Do the stream on your OnlyFans." Again, I don't have an OnlyFans. Sonja doesn't have an OnlyFans. There's no need for an OnlyFans. We'll keep it tasteful. And Marcus Cruz says, "Zod, watch all the trailers for Rurouni Kenshin to get an idea of the films. The trailers are amazing and very good. It makes you feel emotional and cry." Okay, well, maybe we'll do that. That that was like that Samurai X stuff you were talking about on the last show. I know that those movies are on Netflix now, so that'd be cool to check those out. I'm kind of hyped up because you keep mentioning it, so I'll definitely check it out. I don't know about Sonja. Sonja might check those out too. I can't speak for her. What do you think, Sonja?
I'll check them out. I
Cool.
need something new to watch. I have a long list of things that I have to get through.
Oh, I know. We
I'll
talked about
watch
that
this.
that elusive list that you have. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And graphic vandalism says the idea of an OnlyFans all based on playing Mortal Kombat naked and getting choked out. That's originality on the real. Yes, I think it is. I think it's original, but it's not going to be an OnlyFans. We don't need it to be OnlyFans. I mean, because I could be naked for that stream, though. If you guys want me to be naked for that stream, I can be naked for that stream. You won't see any more than what you normally see, but I could be naked for that stream.
What makes you think I want to see you naked?
Well, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about what the people in the chat want to see. I could care less. I could care less what your view on the subject is at that point, because at that point in time,
I want to see you naked.
I'm not saying that you do. I'm just saying that that's a possibility. I'm not saying that that's what we're going to do. I'm just saying that that's a possibility. So don't get too hyped up about it, Sonja. It might not go down like that. But oh my goodness. All right. So what is your name? ZodWriter and Sweet Sonja G? Well, I'm ZodWriter and she is Sweet Sonja G. So that's the basic idea for
But my
show.
name is Sonja. That's my first name.
That's right. My name is Joseph, and she calls me Joey. So that's just, she's the only person in the world who calls me Joey. Everybody else either calls me Joseph or ZodWriter. She's kind of, she's got her own nickname for me for whatever reason. We'll continue on now. Katsuka says, has anyone ever had an alien ghost encounter?
I have experienced some things with the paranormal. Various things. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah, continue. I don't know what you did. You sounded horrible.
Hello?
Did you change your mic? Did you change your microphone?
I can't hear anybody. Can anybody hear me?
You changed your microphone.
Hello?
Yeah, you changed your microphone.
What the fuck just happened?
All right, Sonja seems to be having technical difficulties. It's so funny how the moment she mentioned that she had some sort of encounter, she ended up having an issue, a technical problem. But I'm sure she'll be back. Chubby Teddy Master says it's funny that the Omen. Yeah, And here we go. We welcome Sonja, Sweet Sonja G, back to the live stream.
I can't hear you, Joey. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah. You did something to your audio or your video. I don't know. What did you change?
What the fuck? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. We can hear you. This is kind of funny. Okay. And let's see. Graphic Vandalism says, I love the black-eyed kids because they just usually want to use people's cell phones. That's random ass motivations for an evil being. Yes. Vega says, how about House on Haunted Hill? How about House on Haunted Hill? Zod, do you have a queue number for Sonja's online choke session. Give me one. By the way, many Stephen King movies have been remade now. I'll vote for Silver Bullet. Welcome back.
I don't know what happened. I couldn't hear you, and I kept.
Well, I could hear you. We could all hear you. You were
hear
screaming.
me.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
were
what
screaming.
happened.
Yeah, you adjusted something, and then all of
I
a
didn't
sudden
do
your audio changed.
anything.
You had to have done something because that wouldn't have just
I didn't
changed.
touch the device.
Well, you know what? Stay where you are. Stay where you are. Stop touching things.
Joey, because I was going into my experience. Someone asked about the paranormal. If anyone of us have had an encounter with a ghost or whatever. But anyway, carry on. We'll come back. We'll circle back, as Saki says. Anywho.
That's fine. Batdan 530 hashtag choke out Zod says Amber Alert podcast. I like it. Okay. And Chubby Teddy Monster Production says it's funny that The Omen is Richard Donner's film. Yeah, there is a little bit of irony there. Vega says I'll tune into hashtag Amber Alert. Marcus Cruz says the 5th film is not on Netflix yet, but it is already released worldwide. Okay, so you're talking about those movies, the Russian movies. Vega says 2 hands chokehold under the armpit or behind the back chokehold. I don't know. That's up to Sonja. That's Sonja's discretion. She can do the choke out any way she chooses. It just depends on how she feels at the time. It's at your discretion, Sonja, how you want the choke out to go down. Chi-Town Venom says the Thing was pretty scary, not the remake, the original 80s version. Yeah, I agree. The 80s version was better. Hot Takes Tuesday. What is your nickname? Oh, well, she calls me Joey. I didn't give her a nickname. I just call her Sonja.
They're asking why is that your nickname?
Why is that my nickname? Well,
yeah.
I don't know. She just calls me Joey. I don't know.
I just started calling him Joey.
Why did you call me Joey? What?
I don't know. I just started calling you Joey. Joseph is hard to pronounce.
Is it really?
It doesn't. Does it sound like Joseph? It's not spelled like Joseph. I just started calling him Joey.
Yeah, and it just was easy for you, so
yeah.
You took a shortcut. Okay. Rel McMillan. Rel McMillan says the aliens told Sonja, you better not expose us. All right. So do you want to take this moment now that Rel mentioned it here to tell your story?
About what?
About the encounter you were going to tell us before your audio blanked.
I was just saying, I was just responding to the question. I've had several different encounters with demons, with I've had experiences with sleep paralysis, all kinds of things. I mean, with spirits. I played with a Ouija board when I was younger, and I experienced some paranormal things with that. I mean, I won't go into detail because I'll be talking all night. But yeah, I have had experiences with demons, with spirits, just with the paranormal in general.
Well, I mean, I could speak for myself at least and say that it's okay if you want to speak all night. That's fine.
Oh, stop. Anyway, I'm just saying, I mean, we'll be sitting here all night with me telling you stories about the paranormal in which I experienced.
Well, so what? Do you have anything better to do? Do you have anything better to do?
Joey. Anyways, we're answering questions here. We can make a show about that, you know. I mean,
all right. Hey. Well, that's an idea. I mean, we are doing this show twice a week, so it's possible. If you want to do that. So I guess stay tuned for that. One of the upcoming episodes will be about Sonja telling those stories. So that'll happen in the near future. So again, the aliens told Sonja, you better not expose us. Well, I think she will expose them soon enough. And the OG, The Thing, is a classic. Yes, I agree.
I love the
Graphic
movie.
Vandalism says aliens just took Sonja. Vega says paranormal activity going on. Katsuka says I can hear you. And Vega says we hear you, Sonja. And Graphic Vandalism says she has crossed into the spirit realm.
I have. You guys will trip out on some of the things that I would share with you in the future. Some crazy stuff. And the crazy thing about those experiences, I mean, I experience those things all the time, and it doesn't even scare me. I'm so used to it. So, yeah, it's like a normal thing for me because I'm considered like a sensitive. I don't know if you heard that term before. People that are sensitive, yeah, they experience a lot of paranormal activity because they're pretty much, I'm pretty much open up to it. But yeah, in the beginning, when I started having those experiences, it creeped me out. It freaked me out really bad, but I've gotten so used to it. So it's really no big deal.
And
Anyway.
Koopy Balak says loud and clear. This is back when you were asking if people could hear you.
Yeah,
And
I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you.
Adolf Hipster said, we can hear you, but it sounds like you're talking through a Wendy's drive-through speaker. That was before when you kept screaming, "Can you hear me? Does anybody hear me?" Yes, you did sound like you were through a Wendy's drive-through speaker. I have to agree 100% with Mr. Hipster there. It was absolutely like a Wendy's thing, but you fixed it. So I don't know what you did, but you fixed it, so it's all good now.
You're sounding like a robot.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
Anyway.
Integrity 101 says, what's funny about the Omen and Donner? What did I miss? Integrity 101 wants to know. Koopy Malik says, did Sonja say she has an experience on the paranormal? Wow, that's cool. Yeah, it looks like people are interested in that and want to hear more about that, Sonja.
Stories. I mean, I don't have a problem.
And Rel McMillan says, I think Nerdman is asking why your nicknames are Zod and Sweet Sonja. Oh, well, that's easy enough to answer. Back when I first, came on the internet and was looking for a persona to use, I was a big fan of General Zod from the Superman movies. This is prior to Man of Steel and the whole Zack Snyder universe. And I like to write. I like to write poetry, short stories, and I've been struggling to finish a novel for the last decade or so. So I chose to call myself ZodWriter. That's how I came up with that. And Sonja, how did you come up with Sweet Sonja G?
Well, that's on all my social media. Sonja is my true name, my true first name. G is the first initial of my last name. So I just added the sweet in front because I am sweet.
Oh, no. that's so adorable. You just added the sweet. Aw.
I'm
okay.
Sweet all around.
So I hope hot take, hot take Tuesday. So Hot Takes Tuesday, I hope that answers the question. Thank you, Rel McMillan, for clarifying that. That actually makes more sense. Adolf Hipster says naked Joey for a nickname.
I know, right? I don't want to see Joey naked.
Oh, gee, thanks, Sonja. I appreciate that. Wow. Yeah, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that ugly Chud Zod naked.
No, tell me. Why would I want to see you naked? You tell me.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm not. Hey, listen. I'm not saying that you have to want to see me naked. That's cool. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just, going along with what you're saying here. Katsuka 92 says demons, and then says Nenny. Okay.
What is that?
I don't know. I don't care. I'm moving on. Graphic Vandalism says, Sonja, what's your opinion on the Mandela effect?
I think I'm a victim of the Mandela effect because there's a lot of things that I remember that existed that no longer exists, like some of the like the names of like certain foods and quotes in certain movies. But yeah, I don't know if it was a glitch in the system or what, but yeah, I do believe in the Mandela effect. So
Well, the sooner people come to terms with the fact that we're living in a simulation, the better off they'll be.
but
Because once you realize that you're living in a simulation, it explains away a lot of these things like Mandela effect and all that kind of thing. Because
yeah,
if you're living in a simulation, it actually does allow for errors and glitches and the things that you're talking about. So you kind of got to deduce that, because if we're actually really living in a physical world where, you know, it's, completely governed by the laws of physics and that kind of stuff, you can't explain any of that other stuff. There's no way that you can explain away the kinds of things that happen if we're just living in a regular traditional reality. There has to be more to it than that, which is why
something
I've kind of
maybe.
which is why I've kind of come to the conclusion that we live in a simulation. But that's just me. Um, Kupi Malik says demons. Now I'm interested. Not many people have encounters with phantom spirits. See, more people want to know all this. So
Yeah,
this is great. We can cover all
but
of
I'm
this
gonna
in
let you
future
guys
shows.
know, like years ago, I used to be a youth minister, and I used to lay hands on people. And there have been some people that have been possessed with demons. I actually didn't have the experience to cast demons out, but I dealt with a lot of troubled teens, and I would have to, I would pray for them, lay hands on them, and I would be battling with demons. And you call me crazy, but
Okay,
there
crazy.
shut up. But well, this is my experience. Just because you guys haven't experienced it doesn't mean it's not true. So it's my truth and my experience. But yeah, I have been physically attacked by demons. I've been choked. I've been scratched. Yeah, I've had those type of encounters. So
Okay,
even
well,
just
I mean,
by laying hands on people, praying for
I'm
them. So
I'm looking forward to
anyway,
us. I'm looking forward to us delving into that in
but
future
I'm no
shows.
longer a youth pastor. That was like many years ago. Maybe it goes back about 10 years, maybe. But
Okay.
anyway,
And
go
uh
on.
and Vegas says, I'm down to hear your stories, Sonia. See, again, another one in the column to hear Sonia's freaky demon stories. And we have Rel McMillan says, no way I'm touching a Ouija board. Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it. I was young when I played with it. I think I was about 14. And I'll just go into a little bit of my experience with that. I was about 14, and it was me and several other neighborhood kids. We were at my house. My parents were gone for the day, and we actually sat. It was not my Ouija board. It was one of the other kids, and we sat and we played with it. It was funny because I don't know what the little thing is called that moves around on the board, but as it moved, we kept accusing each other of pushing it or moving it, making it move. So everyone was denying that they even made it move, because like I guess you have to sit your fingers lightly on the object, and then you ask it questions. And some of the questions we were asking, if there's a spirit here, please identify yourself. And then we would ask it its name. It was a little boy. I know it was a little boy about 8 years old that came through that Ouija board. And we asked it to perform something in the house. We asked it to turn on the lights in the kitchen, and the lights were flicking on and off. And that's what really freaked me out. So after that happened, we just like left it alone. And I don't know what kid did with the Ouija board after that, but that was like one of my very first experiences with the paranormal, actually playing with that Ouija board. But I was like, oh hell no. So anyway, that was that.
And Adolf Hitler, why do I keep saying Hitler? Hipster says, I know a lot about paranormal events. I've ghosted several women in my life. Wow. Okay.
Oh.
And graphic vandalism, Johnny Alpha says, tell us, Sonja.
Hi, Johnny. Yeah, anyway, you'll hear more later. We'll do a full episode on the paranormal.
Yeah, we will. We'll do a paranormal episode. It'll be cool. Rel McMillan says Sonja needs her own YouTube channel about the spiritual and UFO realm.
How'd you know I believe in UFOs? No, I'm kidding. Anyway.
Okay. And Katsuka says, okay, we have to get a stream going with Sonja's experience. Oh, absolutely. We're going to do that. That's going to come up in a future episode. Because again, we are doing this show twice a week. So, we do it on Mondays and Thursdays at 10 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. You're Pacific, right? 8 p.m. Pacific?
Yeah. No, I'm Mountain Standard.
Mountain Time. Yeah. 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So
I'm in Arizona, everybody, if you didn't know.
And Adolf Hipster says empath.
I'm that too. I'm very sensitive. I can pick up on people's feelings. I can pick up on when someone's physically hurting. I can feel their pain. It's crazy. Yeah. Anyway.
And Koopy Malik says clairvoyant.
Yeah, pretty much. I could read auras and different things like that.
Okay. And Rel McMillan says Sonja was doing her best Nightmare Flash visiting Bruce Wayne impression. Yeah, pretty much.
Was I?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Integrity 101 says Terrence Stamp was awesome as Zod, legendary villain. He's even more menacing in the Donner cut of Superman 2. Yes, I agree, Integrity 101. Chi-Town Venom says a paranormal episode would be awesome. I definitely would be down for that, Sonja and ZodWriter. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do a paranormal episode. So, be on the lookout for that. That's good. That'll happen as well. After I reach 400 subscribers, y'all, this is ridiculous. I've been sitting at like just under 400 subscribers for a while now. So give me to 400 subscribers and we'll do that paranormal episode.
They'll get it anyway, whether we reach 400 or not.
Katsuka's laughing. And Batdan 350 530, excuse me. Hashtag choke out Zod says maybe the Mandela effect can get us the Snyderverse. Maybe it can. I don't know. Katsuka 92 says the old timeline has disappeared. We have merged with the new one. That's why we remember things through the Mandela effect. Yes. Yeah, that makes sense too. Yeah, like different timelines and things like that. Like once you do something where you basically diverge from what the current timeline is, you basically create an entirely new timeline in which things are similar but slightly different, and you live on in that timeline while the timeline you left continues to exist as it did before you left it. Let's hear Sonja's strangest paranormal experience. Well, Conway, that'll be something you'll have to tune in for, because we're gonna do that on a future episode. There's gonna be an episode where we do Q&A with ZodWriter featuring Sweet Sonja G, and it's gonna be called Paranormal Stuff. That's what we're gonna call the episode, and it's pretty much gonna cover all of that. So you're gonna want to definitely stay tuned, and if you're not subscribe to the channel, you're going to want to do that. So like, subscribe, share the video, and just keep watching, because we will definitely bring that to you. AC says, so that means I'm Neo. Yeah, kind of. If we're living in a simulation, you're like a Neo type of some sort in your own life. We're definitely living in a simulation. Yeah, I believe we are. It's just and then there's nothing wrong with that. I'm one of the people who says, honestly, if we're living in a simulation, fine, because it explains away so many different things that we cannot logically make sense of in the physical world that we think we exist in. There's just so many things that happen that make absolutely no sense and would be impossible under any other circumstances. Have you ever wondered and have you ever thought about, things like when people say, are we alone in the universe? Are there aliens? Why have we not had any experiences with aliens yet? Well, if we were living, I believe, and this is just me personally, I won't make you wait till we do the paranormal show or whatever, but here's the thing. I kind of believe that if we were living in a real physical world, we would have had several encounters with aliens by now. In fact, we'd be living in a world like that old 90s TV show, that old 80s movie, late 80s movie, Alien Nation. That's what it would be. I believe that that's what we would be experiencing, but we haven't had that. Why? Because we're living in a simulation. We're not living in a physical world in the traditional sense where something like that happens. If we're living in a simulation, aliens need to be programmed into the simulation to happen in that way. And that just hasn't happened yet. That's why you have things like UFOs and little anomalies and that kind of thing, because we're in a simulation, and whoever is in control of the simulation, using the quantum computer, they have to program that in, and they have to determine when the right time is to inject aliens into the simulation. It'll happen eventually, but they're playing around with it. Whereas if we were living in a physical world, I think that would have happened already. It just makes no sense. There's a lot of things you can't explain away. And then again, the Mandela effect too. How you remember things that happened a certain way before. You're 100% positive, but it's not like that anymore. Well, yeah.
So Joey.
Yes.
You don't believe there are aliens among us?
No, I believe that there are, but I believe that it's not the way it would be if we were living in a physical world. I think if we were living in a straight up physical world in a traditional sense, like you grew up believing, the world you grew up believing you lived in, I think we would have aliens living among us in a more prominent way. Like, for example, that's why I said like that TV show from the 90s, Alien Nation, where aliens would be a part of our society, integrated with us as human beings. The reason why that hasn't happened is because of the fact that we live in a simulation and it's all being manipulated from an external position, which is why it hasn't happened yet. It's like we sit here and we say, well, why don't we have flying cars like we had in Back to the Future Part 2? Why aren't there flying cars? Why aren't there's certain things I think we would have right now in 2021 if we were living in a regular physical world that we do not have, because there are limits to the simulation right now that we are living in. And until that simulation expands and is able to accommodate everything that we're dealing with, that they want to insert, that's why we don't have all of those things. But we will eventually. It's just the simulation that we're living through. And like I said, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, because it kind of gives the whole idea of life being a video game. But I'm going off on a tangent right now, so we'll get back to the chat here.
Some people don't agree with you, but anyway.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I don't care. This is the thing.
Cool,
it's okay to disagree. I don't mind.
Course.
You can disagree with me. Disagreeing with me is perfectly fine. I'm not claiming to be right. I'm just claiming what I think at this point.
I hear you.
Kupi Malik says, I don't agree with the living in the simulation, by the way. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Like I said, I don't have a problem with people disagreeing with me. That's just the way I see it. I'm convinced, based on things that I've seen, based on things that I've read, based on my personal belief in the way that I'm seeing things in this life that we're living, that we are living in a simulation. I feel like the odds are higher that we are living in a simulation than we're living in a physical world, based off of the way reality is. I mean, honestly, you can explain away so many things in a simulation than you can physical world. You're sitting, you sit here and you have to question so many things if we're living in a physical world that you just don't have any explanation or rationale for. Batdan 530 says, well, the Mandela effect is natural. Technically, it means that the different universes are colliding. Well, that too, that's
I can
another
get with that. I believe
possibility.
that.
I can understand. I can see that. Katsuka says Sonja laid hands on people. Her hands were rated E for everyone. Wow, that was pretty funny. In
Oh
fact,
my God.
I really like that comment, Katsuka. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and highlight that comment here and put that comment.
Thank you, Katsuka.
At the top. Yeah, Katsuka always comes up with some great comments here. It's funny. And like I said, Katsuka's been to every single one of the streams. He's very, very, very cool. So thank you, Katsuka, for being here and for constantly contributing.
Yeah, we appreciate
such amazing comments, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and pin that comment here for this particular show so that people understand where we are on that. I think that's the comment of the show. Thank you so much for that one. And AC says we need to cast Sonja in the next Conjuring movie. Hollywood, let's make it happen.
Yeah, since you brought The Conjuring up, I just finished watching the latest one on HBO Max. There's some freaky stuff. It really didn't scare me, but it was crazy.
Is that all you have to say about the movie?
It was good. All the Conjuring movies are good. I like them all. I'm just saying, I watched it today.
Okay.
And it was, I finished it, actually. I started watching it last night after I finished the Snyder Cut. And yeah.
Okay.
I fell asleep on it. But anyway.
Well, at least you didn't fall asleep on the Snyder Cut. That's a good thing.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Kupi Malik says, believing in the paranormal does not mean one is crazy, just not yet understood.
Amen.
Thank you, Kupi Malik. That's a great comment as well. And Integrity 101 wants me to define demon and simulation. Well, for me, simulation would be a manufactured reality that we are not in control of. There's an external force controlling it, but not an external force in the way that we were meant to believe, basically through religion or whatever you may believe in. I feel like it's more that there's some people. So there's like a future human society that basically is in control of the simulation, and they're basically determining and experimenting. And this is the life that we're all living, where, they've created this. Think of it as like an expansive video game, like in the, like where you see like for example, Grand Theft Auto being like an open world kind of a thing, kind of like that, where like if you live in a simulation, you're subject to the laws of whatever is programmed in to that simulation. So all of these things like religious beliefs, spiritual things, demons and robots and animals and all these kinds of things are all, injected into the reality. UFOs, aliens, that kind of thing. It's all basically user controlled. So we're like so basically, if you want to look at it almost as like a massive multiplayer online role-playing game kind of thing, I don't think you'd be far off. We're all just players in the simulation where, and there are some people that you meet in real life that I believe are NPCs, non-player characters. I believe there are people in this simulation that are not even real people. They are there as part of the simulation to move things ahead. And one of the more controversial ways that I look at it is, like, for example, like celebrities, for example. Take a celebrity, any major celebrity that you know of right now. Like, let's just, for an example, use Britney Spears. Britney Spears would be, in my mind, would be considered a non-player character. She's a construct created for you to, as like a pop idol of some sort, or someone to see, or like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson would be an NPC, a non-player character, in which he's just somebody that was created for the simulation for you to view as somebody, in high regard or not, depending on how you feel about that, him specifically. But let's look at this. Let's take it one step further. If you are living your life and you have something, have you ever looked at, like, celebrities, how they are always like victims of like really, really weird circumstances? Have you ever seen like a situation where you'll have a rock star? A rock star will die in a car crash, or die in a plane crash, or die in some weird way. And there'll be this mystique, or there'll be this strange like mystery surrounding it. And you'll wonder, well, why did that happen that way? Well, how did this happen? What happened here, there, or the other? Those kinds of people, to me, are non-player characters. They're not real. They're just created constructs for the entertainment value of the reality that we are living in. And I know that's controversial and weird, but it's kind of the way I'm looking at, this whole simulation theory situation. Let's see. Adolf Hipster says, you've been Me Too'd by spirits. Oh. Have you been Me Too'd by the spirits, Sonja?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, well, we'll move on since you don't know what it means. And maybe, Adolf, if you want to, clarify that a little more. Rel McMillan says, when Zod is getting choked by Sonja, it will be because he was a naughty demon. Yeah, that could be. That could be, Rel. That's one way of looking at it, I guess. You have anything to add to that, Sonja? Or
I'm trying to remember why I even told you that. You called me out on something. I don't know. Was it the very first podcast we did together?
I don't know, but I'm looking forward. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to 1,000 subscribers. I'm telling you that. Koopy Malik says Ouija board kind of have the same effect with what is it saying? Jelonking Dal in Indonesia.
In Indonesia. Oh, that's interesting. Is that like a voodoo doll or something?
Yeah. What kind of doll is that? Kopi Malik, if you don't mind,
if you can just comment,
elaborating a little bit on that, on what type of doll that is. I mean,
we'll get to it. Okay,
excuse us for our ignorance on that, because I don't know what that is either. Batdan530 #chokeout Zod says, I mean, in a statistical improbability that aliens don't exist. And Graphic Vandalism says, I agree, Dan. It's insane, in my opinion, to not believe in aliens. Okay. And
isn't Johnny an atheist?
I don't know, Johnny. Maybe you can answer that for Sonja. Are you an atheist? Answer that for Sonja, because I don't remember if you're an atheist, an agnostic, if you believe or if you don't believe. I don't know. So go ahead, just answer that for Sonja if you don't mind. Dude, what is this? Dude, it's David says that's ancient alien logic. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's paranormal. That's a huge leap. Okay. I'm enjoying the show. By the way, easy listening. Well, thank you. Thank you for being here, David. Thank you for enjoying the show. Appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Definitely good to have you here. The more, the merrier. Okay, and Integrity 101 says whistleblowers talk about aliens all the time. So either aliens are real and have been seen many times, or everyone was lying. Okay.
Yeah, people lose their lives over that shit.
And
for talking too much. But anyway,
Adolf Hipster is on my current line of thinking. He says our current simulation is running on Windows 95. Yeah, it's running on the equivalent of like Windows 95 for whoever is running the simulation. There's a lot of updates and things that still need to be had before we're at that point. And you can tell. And one of the ways too, Hipster, that I can kind of view the idea that we live in a simulation is when I look at the virtual reality technology that exists. If we're able to create virtual reality and we're able to create virtual worlds that are going to get more and more expansive and are soon going to be, the goal of virtual reality is eventually to be indistinguishable from the real world that we're living in completely. So you go into virtual reality, you'll be able to do everything you can do in the real world and more, and there won't really be a difference, but you'll be able to do all kinds of crazy stuff that you can't do in the real world. Well, again, that's a simulation, so it's like a pocket version of the simulation. I don't know if you've ever seen, like, for example, on Star Trek The Next Generation, where they have the holodeck, and they go on the holodeck and they experience different realities, and then they create different realities within the holodeck. So you have like a simulation inside of a simulation inside of a simulation, that kind of thing. Okay, and Vega, all right. And Integrity 101 says, okay, let's see. There's whistleblowers that talk about so many technologies we see in all these superhero films all the time. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We do see a lot of new technologies and things. Vega said, I would assume a few dudes I laid hands on had out-of-body experiences, considering they went a certain way. Sonja, are you still there?
I'm here. Yeah. Just give me a minute.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sonja is obviously making some adjustments behind the scenes. We have Kupi Malik here, who says, the worst enemy in the realm of the supernatural are those who conjure it. That's what I get from the third Conjuring movie. And Adolf Hipster says, an 8-year-old named Joey from 2090 is running the simulation. That wouldn't be surprising to me, considering some of the things that happen in this crazy world. BatDan530 hashtag chokeout Zod says, ZodWriter, how do you know you aren't a non-player character? I would define a non-player character who is someone who isn't really self-aware. So if you're self-aware, you would be a player. You'd be a player character if you're self-aware. I don't think that a lot of these, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, we're meant to think, we would, like in the example that I gave about celebrities, we're meant to think that they're self-aware, that they do certain things, but I don't really believe they are. I think they're just constructs. They're more personalities than anything, which I think makes them NPCs. I don't think they're really self-aware. They have a singular purpose, which is essentially to entertain, the masses. They don't have multi-layered goals. It's a singular thing. So when you look at someone like again, my example of Britney Spears, you have someone who is just meant to entertain the masses, a pop icon that's meant to have a certain status, and then after that status burns out, you move on. That's essentially that's the reason why I see her and others like her as like an NPC. Adolf Hitler says, "I'm an INFJ." Oh, I don't know what that is. Integrity 101, we are definitely in a manufactured reality. Yes, I agree. I think that's where we are. I don't know. I'm looking at the evidence of the world that we live in. And there's several great books out there about simulation theory that break this down a lot better than I'm able to do. And and there's certain things that if you listen to certain examples that are covered and you look at the evidence, it's eerie how much sense it makes. And that's why I say I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing, even if that is the case. Even if it's true, and even if we were all find out, if everybody on Earth was to find out collectively that, hey, we're living in a simulation, we're living in the Matrix. If we were to find out that that was the case, I think a lot of people would just go on and can just continue living their life. It wouldn't matter to a lot of people because you still have a life to live. You still have things you have to do. You still have things you want to do. That's not going to change whether you find out you live in a simulation or not. And it's not going to change whether you find out there's aliens or not. You still have a life you still have to live. You still have to work. You still have to make money. You still have to provide for yourself. There's rules within the simulation. So you're gonna continue to abide by those rules because, again, even if you're living in a simulated reality, it doesn't mean that changes your life, to the point where you're just going to take a completely different path. I mean, it's just the way things are. Most people are content with the lives that they have, or they want to better themselves in incremental ways or even larger ways. But is any of that going to change just because you find out you live in a simulation? Not for me. What about you, Sonja? If you were to find out that it was confirmed by all the top scientists on the planet that we live in a simulation, would that change the way you live your life?
What could we do? I mean,
but what difference? What difference would it make to you? Really, would it make a difference? Would it make that much of a difference in how you live your life? I don't think so.
Probably not, but at the same time, I would be questioning it. Why?
Of course, yeah. Of course, where you're going to question it, and there's nothing wrong with questioning it. I don't have any issue with questioning it, but I'm also at the point in my life where I feel like if that's the case, so be it. It just makes sense. So that's why I don't, I question it, but I don't question it too much. There's a lot of books and a lot of content out there on the subject. So, if you're interested, there's a great book on simulation theory, I think it's actually just called Simulation Theory. I forget the author's name right now, but if you can find the book, definitely check it out. There's a lot in there. So even if you don't believe what I'm saying, even if what I'm saying isn't making sense to you, you might get a little more out of it if you read on the subject. It's not weird at all. I support that way of thinking. Thank you. And what are you saying here, Katsuka? I'm
pescatarian.
Pescatarian.
I believe that he eats it's like a vegetarian, but they eat like seafood, like shrimp and all of that type of thing, but they don't eat any other type of meat.
Okay. And Kupi Malik says Jolakung Dao is used to invite the spirits from the other plane of existence, similar to voodoo dolls, but not to directly inflict harm on a certain person.
Oh,
Thank you for explaining that. I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea. I don't, Graphic Vandalism Johnny says, yes, I am, but I don't know why it would change my beliefs on aliens or ghosts. So
That's
he,
not what I was asking, Johnny. I was just, it just popped in my head. I
yeah,
thought I
yeah. So
remembered you telling me that
yeah,
you
you're
were atheist.
yeah, you were
So
right. You were right. You have a good memory, Sonia. You were right. So that's cool. I didn't know. I didn't remember either. Like what Johnny
that's when we
was.
were talking when we were having those conversations about religion, about politics. You remember him and I
Uh-huh.
were online together, and I don't know, maybe we weren't like on live. We were just
No,
talking and
I don't
sharing
think we were.
information.
I don't think we were live
Yeah,
having those
yeah,
conversations.
we were talking about
We were all
religion
just
and
hanging out.
politics. Yeah.
We were all
Anyway,
hanging out watching
I
the
miss those days.
those movies from
Hmm.
from the asylum, those goofy uh what what are those what are those movies called? Ginger bong movies.
I
you,
don't
me-
know.
you remember?
Oh,
I
from
don't,
that one website.
from that one website, yeah.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Yeah, those goofy movies.
Stupid movies. They're stupid, but they're funny. They're
Uh,
hilarious, but they're
a
like dumb. Okay.
AC says VR like Ready Player One. I'm down. Yeah, yeah, like Ready Player One. That would be great. When VR gets to that point, yeah, I'm gonna be all about it because that's gonna be amazing. Are you kidding? I want to have a motorcycle like Kaneda from Akira. That's awesome.
Oh, it is badass.
Bat Dan 530 choke out Zod says Patty Jenkins is a non-player character. Yes, Patty Jenkins in my scenario would be a non-player character.
Oh my gosh.
Katsuka says we're losing Zod. Yeah, I know. My theory is a bit out there. It's not for everybody, but if if you're interested, you can do some research, and then you'll probably start thinking the way that I do. Because, yeah, if you think about it, everything is a social construct.
I
Yeah,
can agree with that.
yeah, I can agree with that 100%. That's what I mean. It's like everything. You don't know. I mean, the way everything is set up, it really is strange, especially with the way the world is today, how everything is political. It's yeah, yeah. I'm there. Integrity 101. Uh, it's more about elite corruption, in my opinion. Example: weather warfare, military openly talked about using it in Vietnam, but people bury their head in the sand about manufactured weather disasters. Any thinking outside the box is always good. Yeah, yeah. I always try to
Thank you,
think outside
Integrity.
the
I
box.
agree with you 100% on that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Integrity says, with celebrities, I think they are mostly chosen or bred. Man of Steel, Matrix, etc. That plus MK Ultra plays a big role. Yeah, yeah. That's why I say that's where I come up with my theory about celebrities really just being non-player characters because they don't really have control of their own destiny. They're put in a situation and they follow that one path. Again, what is Elvis Presley known for? Music, right? He's known for music. That's really the main thing that he's known for. So if you take Elvis, if you try to put Elvis in any other category, what do you get? You don't get nothing. You don't get much. He's known for one specific thing mainly, and that's it. So so again, to me, that's a non-player character. When you're in a video game and you go to a non-player character's purpose is to give you information about a certain thing or plays one specific role in a game, and that's it. And once they've done that role, they've fulfilled that role on all levels, that's really the end of their usefulness to that extent. So for example, you have a character like Elvis. And Elvis, he puts out all these records. He's a popular, 1950s musician icon, right? And then once then he eventually dies, and he has a lasting legacy. His legacy is music, and that's what he's remembered for. That's what people are think about. That's what they know. So he served his purpose. He was a non-player character who served his purpose, and that's why they all die of like really weird like little tragedies. They all die out in like their lives all end prematurely. Why? Because they're non-player characters that have that one purpose, and once they serve that purpose, they're deleted from the program. But they're not forgotten. The resonance of them are left through their music, through their movies, through their books, through however they've contributed to the simulation at that point. But they're not forgotten, but they are essentially deleted from the.
Yeah, just like with Kobe Bryant.
There's another example. That's another example. Think about Kobe Bryant. What is Kobe Bryant known for, right? Basketball star, right? His lasting legacy is going to be what he did as a player, right? As a basketball player. Was he involved in any activism or whatever? What was his thing? What is he known for? Basketball, right? So that's going to be his legacy. That was his purpose. His legacy was his basketball career. Hence, non-player character. There was nothing else to that. You feel like we're like a regular person. You can control your destiny. You're self-aware. You could decide tomorrow that you're going to pack up and move. For you, for example, Sonja, you could decide tomorrow that you're going to pack up and move to Chicago and change your life and do this, that. No. Sonja. No.
I'm messing with you. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, I'm just giving you an example. You can control your destiny. You can decide what you want to do. That's the point I'm trying to make. Someone like that, like again, like Elvis or Britney Spears or whomever, or Kobe Bryant, the examples I gave, their destiny was predetermined, like Integrity 101 is pointing out. They didn't decide that this was what they were going to do. This is what they were born to do. This is what they were predetermined they were going to be, period. They don't have any other lasting legacies. That's what you know them for, and it's gonna stand with them through the annals of history. No matter what happens, that's what they're going to be remembered for. So that's where my MPC theory comes from. And Integrity 101 says, look at Jim Morrison's father. Exactly. And Tib Possible says, check your DMs. I will check my DMs after the show. I don't like to check DMs during live streams. Adolf Hipster says, let's be honest, Elvis is best known for dying while taking a dump. Well, yeah, he's known for that. But see, that example right there, Hipster, is an example of something goofy that happens to a non-player character. The thing is, he's a non-player character. He doesn't have anything else. So the only thing you know him for is his music and, like you just pointed out, the way that he died. Why did he die that way? Of all the ways he could have died. He's an NPC. So we're all NPCs. No, Vega, we're not all NPCs. If you're self-aware and you can control the things that you do, or at least you think you can control the things you do, and you can make the determination to change your life at will, you are not an NPC. An NPC again is someone like I mentioned before, like a celebrity, like Elvis or Britney Spears or Kobe Bryant, or
we're just ordinary people.
Yeah, we're ordinary people, but ordinary people are better than NPCs because ordinary people can control what they do. They have a certain level of freedom that an NPC will not have.
Right.
They
have handlers.
Right.
They have
an NPC. Right. An NPC, you're gonna do what you do. There's no. So like they're going through the motions. They're pumping out their music. They're known for one thing. They're doing their movies. They're like I really feel like with most movie stars too, it's the same thing. They're mostly NPCs. Katsuka says, Zod, you know too much. They're coming for you. Oh my God.
Yeah, you better shut up.
Oh my God. Have a good one, guys. Got work. All right, AC. Thanks for
Later, AC.
thanks for stopping by. It's great that you're here. I appreciate that. Adolf says, but what if those so-called entertainers are self-aware like us? I feel like they're gonna only think that they're self-aware. I don't think that they're actually self-aware though, because their destinies are predetermined. When you like the example that Sonja gave about Kobe Bryant is where I would go. Out of all the ways that dude could have died, right? All the things that could have happened, that literally was one of the most freak weird scenarios that could have happened to him. I mean, honestly, if you're talking about, and what is it with musicians dying in car crashes, plane crashes, that kind of thing all the time. It's a very common thing among those types of celebrities to die weirdly, to die in a strange, ridiculous way, like Elvis dying on the toilet seat. I mean, it's bizarre. And these are the kinds of things that, like a normal person, you live out your life, you might die of old age. Yeah, we could die in a plane crash. We could get hit by a bus. We could die in all those ways, but we still have a certain degree of control over our own lives and the direction we take them. Whereas a musician, you're a one-track mind. You're an NPC. You're fully devoted to that one path. There is no other path for you. You can't. You could. So Elvis Presley couldn't become a boxer because his one path is a musician. That's all he's going to do. And so when he dies in a weird manner, it's because he's fulfilled whatever he was supposed to do as an NPC. He's achieved everything he could possibly achieve according to the simulation, which is why he was deleted. Whereas if you're just a regular person and you're self-aware, you have so many things you have to complete, so many things you have to do till you reach the end of your journey, which we all eventually do if we reach the end of our journey. And that goes deeper into my theory, which is to say that once we have fulfilled whatever we're supposed to do, we will eventually be respawned and start again in another way. Okay, and Kupi Malik says, but to humor Zod on the simulation theory, if I am one of the players, I want to get cheat codes for infinite health or infinite continues. Kupi Malik, here's something that's going to blow your mind in relation to my theory. There are cheat codes. There are cheat codes. There are things you can do in the simulation, in the real world, that will give you those things. There are certain things you can do that will allow for you to level up, as it were. What do you think, Sonja?
I don't know. I'm just listening. I have no opinion.
Okay. Let's see here. Continuing, Rick and Morty season 5 episode 2 blew my mind 3 times. I haven't
3 times.
I haven't started the new season of Rick and Morty yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
What is that streaming on?
HBO Max.
Okay. I'm gonna try it one more time. I just couldn't get into it.
Okay. Katsuka says, Zod's like, come on over, Sonja. Ha ha ha. Listen. Sonja's gonna come over and choke me after we get 1,000 subscribers.
No,
folks.
I'm not.
Okay. And Integrity 101 says Kobe was obvious, though. Anyone that looked into Kobe saw there was way too many coincidences still happening too. Lakers championship on father-daughter day, scripted Matrix, etc. Exactly, Integrity. when you look at celebrities, and again, you gave a perfect example. Sonja provided a great example with Kobe. A lot of that stuff, yeah, it does feel scripted. It does have a certain, one dimension to it. Whereas regular people are not one-dimensional creatures. We are all multifaceted. We all have different things that we want to accomplish in life. We all have different people who are important to us and different goals and different directions that we can change at will. We can change at any time. And that's the difference. Kobe Bryant couldn't be anything more than a basketball player because that's what he was put in the simulation to be. So that's why the kinds of scripted storylines and things that you're mentioning here, Integrity, are so important, to keep pointing that stuff out, Integrity. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. That those are specific details about him that just add credence to the idea of NPCs and living in a simulation. Vega says, I feel like the families of these celebrities or people who die young would remember them for more than what the world remembers them. Of course they are, because those are essentially manufactured things. You don't start off as a celebrity. You don't start off, like Kobe Bryant isn't born with a basketball in his hand. That's those types of things develop over time. But if you are an NPC and you are meant for one specific purpose, that's all you're going to be. I'm not saying they can't have a family, they can't have a regular surface level life where you still have a family who loves you, you still have people who know you on a personal level, but you're an NPC in terms of the fact that your life can only take one specific direction. That's what an NPC is. Adolf says, is that Catch Me Outside girl an NPC? I'm not sure who the Catch Me Outside girl is. Andrew Casali, what's up, man? Andrew says, hey, Zod, just stopping in real quick to say hi. See ya. Thanks for stopping by, Andrew. Always good to see you, man. Koopy Malik says, let's all get cheat codes for infinite continues. Koopy Malik, you already have infinite continues, because once you've fulfilled whatever it is you're supposed to fulfill in your current life cycle in the simulation, you're going to respawn and start all over again, just like a video
reincarnation game. You believe in
not reincarnation in the way
but
that
from a spiritual point of view.
Spiritually, you could call it reincarnation, but I'm just, for the sake of this, I'm just going to call it respawning, because you essentially just respawn like a video game character. You just continue on. So I don't feel like the simulation gives you, I don't feel like there's a definitive end to the simulation, like death per se. Like, for example, someone like Kobe Bryant, he may have died in this simulation, but he's carrying on in another simulation. He's already respawned. He's continuing to do whatever he does. He's just doing it in a different simulation. You respawn into a different simulation, into a different timeline in which you continue to live your life in a different way. It'll be as though you never died. That's the way I kind of look at how the simulation kind of goes. Respawning like a video game.
I got you.
Like Super Mario, he jumps in the hole and then you're able to come back and start again. Integrity 101, ritual sacrifice. Sure. Marcus Cruz says,
that is so true.
Marcus Cruz says, Rick and Morty season 5 episode 2 blew my mind 3 times.
You
said that already. You said that earlier. Vega says, you're looking at these celebrities from your own lens to why your theory makes sense to you, but I'm almost certain that if still alive and their families would remember them for all they're known for. Yeah, but like I said, Vega, you're gonna remember you're there. You got to remember, yeah, they have regular family lives. They can be NPCs and have regular family lives. But what I'm saying to you is they're only meant for one thing in the world. They're only meant to accomplish one thing. If taken into simulation theory, they're only meant to fulfill that one purpose. Kobe Bryant was only meant to fulfill the purpose as the basketball star celebrity that he became. He has no other purpose to the simulation. Now, yeah, he might have, a personal life and a family who's going to remember him and a family who's going to mourn him. And hell, even fans of him are going to mourn him and always remember him. But to the simulation, he's met all of the requirements for what he was meant to do in the simulation, which is why he's an NPC. He doesn't have, there was no other role for him, and he was never going to be anything else in this particular simulation. So that's where my theory is going. I'm not saying that he doesn't have any of those other things that you're mentioning. I'm sure that he does. Obviously he does. Obviously he has a family. Obviously he has people who are going to care for him and view him in that way. But I'm just saying in terms of the simulation, I'm talking about overall, simulation importance. Bat Dan, choke out, hashtag choke out Zod says good night. Good night, Bat Dan. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate you being here tonight. Let's see. Truth for Chris Cornell. Yeah, Chris Cornell, another NPC. Marcus Cruz, Rick and Morty is better than modern Simpsons, Family Guy, or American Dad. I agree with you. I'm a big fan of Rick and Morty. I love all the deep, the deep integral stuff that Rick and Morty tries to dig into. I hope you're able to latch on to Rick and Morty, Sonja. It'd be nice to see you get into that show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Kupi Malik says, got work to do, so gotta go. Nice stream, Zod, and nice to meet Sonja G. Bye, all. See you later, Kupi Malik. Great that you're here.
Nice to meet you as well.
What's up, P-Dubs Arcade Loft? Good to see you, brother. It's nice that you're here. He says kneel before Zod. Oh my God, I love P-Dubs. P-Dubs is another guy. He does some great content on YouTube about about the retro arcade community. He's awesome. Thank you for being here, P-Dubs. I really appreciate it, man. Me and Sonja love all this support. It's beautiful.
It's a dupe.
Okay, and Vega, I love this conversation that we're having, Vega. This is wonderful, bro. But even through their celebrity life, I'm sure there's higher facets to them than what we see and know them for. Media covers what they want us to see about them. Media is the architect. Yeah, again, what I'm saying to you is, I'm not saying that all of these things don't exist. I'm not saying that they don't have a family, that just because I'm labeling them as an NPC, I'm labeling them as an NPC because I'm saying they're only meant to do one thing, mainly in the eyes of the simulation. One specific thing. Everything else, all those little facets and little things you're talking about, yes, I'm sure they exist. I'm sure they're real. But at the same time, those are only personal facets. They don't mean anything to the overall scheme of the simulation. To the simulation, Kobe Bryant was meant to be a basketball player. Nothing else. A basketball player celebrity. Britney Spears was meant to be a pop star. Nothing else. Michael Jackson was meant to be a pop icon, a controversial pop icon. All of these things are, contribute to why I call them NPCs, because they couldn't be anything else. Period. There's nothing else for them. Even somebody that becomes president. Once they become president of the United States, they're fulfilling their obligation to the simulation. They're playing that role. That's what they're meant to be. That's the main thing they're meant to be.
Like a puppet.
Right. You're not. There's no other direction. You're meant to be if you're meant to be someone like that, and you're meant to be put in, and you're put in that light, that means you're chosen to be that for whatever reason. And most of it is just simply for the appeasement and the entertainment of the masses of us, the players who are inhabiting the simulation. Okay, and Prakash Swain kind of changes the subject a little bit. He says, "Hi Zod, do you think the reshoots of the Batman will affect the tone, and that the reshoots are because WB didn't like the dark tone?" I think the reshoots are. I always thought the reshoots would happen anyway. As far as whether or not they like the dark tone or not, I don't think Matt Reeves cares about that. Again, I've said it before. This Batman movie, this Matt Reeves Batman movie, is going to be a lot darker than anything we got from any previous incarnation. This is not going to be a lighthearted Batman. If they wanted to be a lighthearted Batman, they should not have hired Matt Reeves to direct it, because that's not what Matt Reeves is doing. And Adolf Hipster says, "I just met my fulfillment by giving my employer an upper decker, so I will be respawning in the morning." There you go. That's awesome. That's another great comment. Yeah.
That's so cool.
See? That's cool. All right. And Vega says, "I have it too, bro. So don't we all live out our purpose, whether long or short ride? We're all NPCs." No. We're not all NPCs. We're not all NPCs because if you can control your destiny and do something else. When you have, okay, here's the thing. When you have a great destiny, and not to get religious on anybody or anything like that, but let's take Jesus Christ for an example. If Jesus Christ had a main purpose, if you follow the Bible, if you follow religion, if you follow all that, he had a main purpose, right? He was, according to the Bible, he was crucified for the sins of mankind. If that's what you believe, right? So if that's what he was meant to do, that was his main purpose in life. I'm not saying he couldn't do other things. I'm not saying that he didn't think about other things, or he didn't have people who loved him or supported him in other ways. I'm just saying that his destiny was predetermined, and he wasn't going to be able to deviate from that destiny. So when I call someone a non-player character, I'm saying this is someone whose destiny is already written in the simulation. They cannot change their destiny. They cannot decide to be a pop star one day and then decide they're going to play Major League Baseball the next day. It's not going to happen. When you have a specific destiny, that's the destiny that you're being led to, and that's the only thing you can do. That's the only thing that consumes you. One of my all-time favorite biography stories of all time is the story of Richie Valens, a Chicano, in the movie La Bamba, as portrayed by Lou Diamond Phillips. If you look at the movie Vega, for example, if you look at La Bamba for an example, Richie Valens throughout his entire life was consumed by nothing more than his music. Every step that he took led him to become the musician he became. He was plagued all his life by nightmares, believing he was going to die in a plane crash. And how did he die? He died in a plane crash. You understand what I'm saying? This is somebody who was aware of his destiny. It was a singular destiny that no matter what he did, he wasn't going to be able to deviate from that destiny. He was chosen for that destiny. That's what he was going to be. That's the only thing he was going to be. To his family and to his loved ones, to the people who loved him, they got to see other facets, but he was an NPC because he didn't have control over anything else. His life was driven by his career, by his wanting to be a musician, wanting to be a successful musician. That's all he lived for. That's all he cared about. That's what I'm saying. You have to look at it like that. I don't know about you because I know you're a musician, Vega. I know you do music and things like that. But I also know from getting to know you throughout the Snyder Cut movement that you have other passions, you have other desires, you have other things that matter to you in your life just as much as your music. You're not driven 100% by what you, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not driven 1000% by only your music. You have other things in your life that are defining you and helping you as a person and helping you to achieve your goals. That's the point that I'm trying to make. I'm not saying you can't have multiple passions and do all other things. I'm saying that people that do that are like us, are normal people who are achieving our goals little by little and are going to do multifaceted things. Okay. Someone like Richie Valens, he was never going to be anything more than what he was because he was meant for that specific path in life. And I'm not saying NPCs are bad. I'm just saying that that's essentially what they are, because they don't have control of their destiny. Their destiny has been chosen for them. And that's the biggest difference that I see when it comes to simulation theory. Now, if we're not living in a simulation, everything I just said goes out the window. But if it's simulation theory, that makes the most sense. Integrity 101 says, look for the number 38 in TV shows and films involving a murder scene. You'll see the elite use the same numbers over and over again. Example, Breaking Bad, Hank's assassination starts at 308 to 38. That's a good point. That's a good example. Katsuka says, I'm going to take my non-PC ass to bed. Great to see you, Sonja and Zod. Peace. Thank you, Katsuka, again for being here. This has been a fantastic show tonight. I'm really enjoying it. I feel like I'm talking too much. Sonja, you got to speak more.
You're preaching about simulation. This is all news to me.
I could be a simulation preacher. What you're saying?
I guess so.
Hipster says, how can someone believe in God yet also believe that we're living in a simulation? That's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong, Sonja. That's where you're wrong.
Explain to me.
Because just because we're living in a simulation, it doesn't mean that God doesn't exist. Because the simulation has to come from somewhere. And whoever is controlled by the simulation has to have been created by someone else, correct? Just say that the people who are running the simulation, let's just say the simulation gods are futuristic versions of humanity, right? They're running the simulation. Who created them? They had to come from somewhere. Therefore, God has to exist regardless of whether or not we're living in a simulation or not. God doesn't have to necessarily be, God is not dead just because simulation exists. The simulation is just humanity evolving beyond itself and creating a simulation in which other humans live within that simulation. Like when we create video games and virtual reality, we're creating characters, we're creating people. We're becoming like the gods ourselves, creating these characters, right? That doesn't mean that God doesn't exist just because we're creating TV shows and video games. It means that God came before all of that. So I think that God still is very much real. I don't think that I haven't stopped believing in God just because I believe we're living in a simulation now. I just believe that God is a bigger part of it, that God is higher, is above what we're living through right now.
Okay.
So that's where I stand on that. He says, do you know that Richie Valens' biggest hit was, do you know what Richie Valens' biggest hit was? The Ground. Yeah, it was The Ground because he died in a plane crash, just like he believed he would die. in a plane crash. His whole life, he was plagued by nightmares, believing he was going to die in a plane crash. And what happened? Lo and behold, like a scripted story, he died in a plane crash. How unoriginal. Integrity 101. When celebrities misbehave, they have a public breakdown and go to rehab to be corrected by handlers. If they continue to misbehave, they are sucked, they are suicided, or they have a very convenient celebrity drug overdose. Indeed. These are all things that are happening as part of the conditioning you cannot break out of. Again, you are an NPC. You're not meant to think beyond what your main objective in the simulation is, which is to fulfill whatever that role is. Hence, you're a celebrity. You will fulfill that role, which is to entertain people and to be in successful films, movies, music, whatever. So that's what that is. Let's see. Vega says, love it is what I meant, but I do get what you're saying. I think we all have a destiny, but some are aware of it and strive to fulfill it, while some of us struggle to fulfill our purpose till we do. Exactly. We may all have a destiny, but I feel, Vega, that us as regular people have a little bit of control as far as when we get there and how we get there. Whereas somebody like, for example, Richie Valens had no control over that. He was born for that role, born into that role specifically. He was going to be that star, that rock and roll sensation who was going to die at the age of 17 in a plane crash, whether he wanted to be or not. He had no control. That's what the difference is. We all have control over what we want to do. I don't have to be doing this show right now. Sonja doesn't have to be here doing this show right now, but we're here doing it. Why? Because we want to do it, because we want to be here with you. We have control over it. We could decide we're never doing it again after this, but that is a decision that we can make because we are controlling our destinies. Whereas someone, again, like Richie Valens, was never going to have that control. He could not have decided, well, gee, I'm not going to be a musician. I'm just going to go to school and I'm going to become an accountant. He never could have done that because his life was predetermined. Therefore, he's an NPC. That's pretty much it. And Adolf Hipster says, God is dead. George Burns died years ago. That's pretty funny. I always love old classic George Burns references. And Integrity 101 says, look up Germatia. Every word has a numeric. Yeah, every word has a numerical value. Yeah. Yes, it does. And why is that? If we're not living in a simulation, why does every word have to have a numerical value? What are the two main numbers that exist? If we are living in a simulation, we're all ones and zeros. Period. But I think I've done enough preaching about simulation theory for the whole year. I don't think I will be discussing this anymore on the show.
This is another side of you, Joey, that I haven't seen.
Right. We kind of took it to a whole nother level tonight.
How long have I known you?
But anyway. We've been going now for almost 3 hours, albeit the 5 to 10 minutes of technical difficulties we experienced early in the show. And Integrity 101 has a comment here. I think Integrity will make your comment the last comment here. Yeah. You say Chadwick Boseman, the actor that played in Black Panther and Jackie Robinson films, dies on Jackie Robinson Day and the Black Panther author's birthday. Coincidence? No. And I agree with you. Again, no. Chadwick Boseman is again another NPC. He's another non-player character whose destiny was predetermined, and that is why when he is deleted from the simulation, okay, he dies on an important day like that. It's not coincidence. It's the way it was written. It's the way it was meant to be. When I say that these destinies are written, I'm not just saying that the life of the person is written. I'm saying that everything connected with them, right down to the day that they die, is already predetermined before they come into existence, into the simulation. They are already determined. That's what an NPC really is. The most basic, fundamental way you can say it is that an NPC is a person with a singular destiny where everything is predetermined before they even come into the game. That's the simplest way I can describe it. And Vega says I dig it. So on that note, we can all dig it. We're going to go ahead and end tonight's show, unless, Sonja, you have something you would like to add to that?
No, I'm good. Quite interesting, though, you and your simulation theory. Anyway, but we'll talk about that at a later date.
Sure. And we're going to go ahead and let everybody know in the chat that we are going to be back here on Thursday of this week, 10 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Mountain Time.
Yes.
And we'll do this again. We'll go through, you guys. We'll do again Q&A. We'll answer your questions, and we'll be here. If you got questions, Sonja and I've got answers. I don't know if we'll delve into simulation theory or paranormal or whatever on the next show.
But for a while.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think I've said more on simulation theory here than I ever have to anyone. So that's an interesting thing. But see, this is a discussion that we could have never had on another show. This is something that, we really have to do. And Koj says here, Lord Koj says, best show in the Earth realm. Well, thank you, Koj. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
And Vega says, most deaf. Thank you, Vega. Much respect, man. I loved the back and forth conversation that was going on here tonight. I really love the participation. To me, this is just all interesting stuff to dissect and talk about. I don't know if any of it's true. It's just funny to be able to dig into it all and kind of try to piece it all together. It's always a fun conversation here. Anything with Sonja is going to be entertaining. So again, like, share, and subscribe, because we need 1,000 subscribers. Woo! I will see you tomorrow on the ZodWriter show tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. We will be doing my regular ZodWriter show. It's not going to be as deep as the show is here with Sonja, but I'm sure it'll be entertaining nonetheless. It is an open panel, so anybody who would like to join that show tomorrow, the link is in the description if you want to join the panel. I
just might join you. No.
That would be great. That would be great. And Adolf Hipster, you're the final comment, bro, and you're saying link your OnlyFans. No, there's no OnlyFans yet. I don't think there's going to be one. I think Sonja and I have got that covered. Anything that we're going to do to each other, we're going to do right here on YouTube. Okay. So good night, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. # Nude Mortal Kombat. # ChokeZod. Good night.